Gangrels are my favorite.
They're fun.
But sadly, we're playing second edition, and there are no gangrels. Well, no, I think they did keep gangrels. I think that's one of the few they
And we are live. Hello, everyone. No one's watching right now, but if you're watching this later, hi. Welcome to Dark Heresy, in his name. My name's Dylan. I'm the game master for tonight. I'm here joined by Phalos, Lothos, Modius, and Barbosa. Before we start tonight, there's been a few changes. We have switched over to Dark Heresy First Edition. That's part of the reason we took last week off. Sorry if we didn't put anything out about that. To be honest, we have 8 followers. I really don't think you guys mind. But we changed over, so we're going to be trying a new system. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. The characters are a lot more specialized now, so we're going to see how this works out. I am going to mute Roll20 because it's loud.
So if we all die tonight, then we go back to second edition?
I mean,
So
if you all die tonight, we just go back to level 1 acolytes, and your Imperial Guard Kinney is fresh off the boat from...
Guys, we should
KD5.
all either play guardsmen or we should all be tech priests. One or the other.
Oh, you guys all being guardsmen would be fantastic. I would love that.
I mean, if we're all tech priests, I feel like by obligation I have to not be a tech priest. Just flip the dynamic. 3 tech priests and 1 guy, just sick of everybody
and one
talking
assassin.
in friggin' dial-up tones.
Just 4 tech priests, 1 Imperial Guard.
I think we all play
Yeah.
Scum that's been on this ship.
A feral world scum.
All
That's what you
scum.
should be. A feral world scum. You're basically a rogue from D&D.
So
There's
it's
metal people talking in bird
so it's
speak.
one Barbosa and then a bunch of Phaloses, and then he shoots a fucking door and it opens up and we all lose our shit.
All right, but you're all gonna have to use the Phalos voice and talk like this,
So that's
and then
all.
I'll just come in roar.
Done.
All right. Well, let's get started. So, let's do a change of scenery real quick. Last time, on In His Name, our heroes, having performed Exterminatus on the planet of Icarus, went off in their new mission, which was to head to Holy Terra and essentially go to their audience that they had gained with the Lord Commander Gilliman. Of course, it's not a simple process getting from one end of the solar system, especially as far out as these guys are, to Holy Terra. And during one of their intermittent warp jumps, essentially a way for the crew to rest both emotionally, mentally, and physically from the warp, which is straining on everyone, not just the navigators. You guys were suddenly intercepted by an oncoming ship that was exiting the Immaterium. Pretty much right on top of you. Fortunately, you guys managed to mostly get out of the way. You guys are lucky that Captain Eoprim has good stats. And you saw that there was a gigantic ship in front of you. Bigger than battle barge for the Space Marines. Probably one of its only kind in existence. And it seemed that it had been afloat. You guys did manage to find out what ship it was. It was on its way to the Salvador Crusade on the outer reaches of Imperium control, but it was lost round about 1 standard Terran year ago. However, the ship did look like it had been both in combat and just damaged from debris and being hit by ambient things. Its void shields were not operational, but you did see that its warp drive and Geller field were having issues within their cores. Essentially that they were slowly overloading, which was causing the ship to set and fail its Geller field intermittently and just activate their warp drive randomly. You guys made your way on board with the pilot as he goes by. flying you guys in and doing a quick drop into the hangar, which was stocked with Imperial Guard equipment. And you guys did know that the ship, known as the Beacon of Glory, was a transport ship for a total of 5 Imperial Guard regiments. So all of their airships, all of their armor, all of their munitions, all of their artillery is somewhere on this ship. Hypothetically. You guys continued in and were met with a different sort of scene. A scene of bloodshed and slaughter. You guys were unable to determine how old these bodies were throughout the ship. Many of them looking as though they had died instantly without knowing that they were about to die. However, each body having been savaged brutally. I believe someone in the party, probably Phalos, if I'm not mistaken, upon seeing this, decided that he was just over it for the time and went a little insane. However, you guys continued through the ship, making your guys' way towards the temple, I believe, in search of survivors. Correct?
Yeah.
Cool. And you guys were making your way through the ship when you spied some sort of creature scuttling by.
It was not a spider crab.
Or is this what
Fish.
spider crabs' true forms are?
Spider
One
crabs
can
are
only hope for
tyranids.
Spider crabs.
It looked something like that. Did you guys get a Forbidden Lore Xenos roll?
No.
I'm sure we
Well,
attempted
I don't
one.
even
I
know if
don't
we-
think anyone passed one.
I think I'm the only one who really saw it clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's right. You guys had gone to the security office where someone had barricaded themselves in.
Yeah, and like I think me and Lothos both noticed it, but I'm the only one who saw that it had like extra arms or something like that.
Right.
Right.
So, that is where we will leave off. This
Well-
security checkpoint.
No. We followed it, and then we were in the chapel.
You were
and
in the
then-
chapel.
Yeah, we were surrounded.
Right.
Do we make our way all the way into the chapel?
I think we had just like walked in, and then I remember it being like we
We
saw
were-
the thing walking by, and we heard like clicking and
You
muttering.
heard. Yeah, you guys heard noises around you. However, after a few moments, yeah, you guys are all there. After a few moments, you guys all see that nothing's approaching out of the darkness. You hear a few more screams echoing throughout the corridors, but there is no immediate threat.
These screams are like alien creepy screams, not human screams in trouble, right?
It's kind of like the scream of a mountain lion,
Right.
if you've ever
Awesome.
heard that.
Yeah. Unpleasant noise.
I'm getting a lot of background noise from someone. Never mind. Yeah, so you guys see the corridor stretched out up before you. And you guys should be able to click on your tokens and move them with the arrow keys. You see a doorway off to the right, and you do smell coming from there the almost stale and thick and heavy smells of incense. Also, the doorway is filigreed with placed in it with cherubim that are melded into the walls as sort of a constant scripture. The power to them long having been cut, so their bodies sort of dangle lifeless from the doorways. Old purity seals and scripts of righteousness having faded or torn or been destroyed or splattered by blood. Up ahead, the lighting flickers as you look down the corridor, and it seems to branch off down a ways again. Oh, what would you guys like to do?
Go back.
You guys want to go back?
Uh,
I mean, you saw the picture of the ship you put up. I'd forgotten about that. Why the hell did we come here? But
Because there's lots of cool shit on here, apparently.
no, for Phalos, no, we must. This is too important.
I'm gonna kind of whisper, turn around, and be like, right, maybe we go to the hospital, yeah?
You're gonna see Modius with like a lead pistol and a hand cannon with a silencer. Like, which one?
Wait, is the hand cannon like what is the hand cannon actually? I'm curious.
It's like a, as far as I can tell, just like
It's
a
a
fucking
heavy
45,
pistol.
like,
Yeah,
big ass-
heavy
it's a
pistol.
big caliber pistol.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like the hand cannon from like Destiny with a suppressor.
No. That'd be badass, but
Mechanically, to those of you watching, you can't suppress a revolver. Just so
You
you know.
can't.
Sure, you can. You just have to put it in a pillow.
It's
Yeah, put
Here's
the
the-
whole gun in a box. Cut a
Here's the
hole in the
thing.
box.
here's the thing. It's science. Don't worry about it.
See, what you do is you make tiny vacuum of space inside the cube. You put gun inside the cube, and no sound can escape.
It's a void box.
Clearly, it's archaeotech. Don't question it.
okay. So I'll
This
put
is
the I'll put the
basically
big one away.
elementary level. I do not have time to explain.
At the scoffs, I'll put the hand cannon away and just hold the laser gun.
Okay.
Don't we have some? We have auspex, right? Can somebody be like, is there movement?
You
Oh, yeah.
have a bunch of shit now.
We have auspex,
Mm.
right? Can somebody
Don't
be like,
forget. How about you tell our viewers just what you've gained from our transition over to first edition, which is a lot more beneficial to tech priests.
Oh, what haven't I gained? Suddenly, I have access to all sorts of advanced skills that will be very useful. My numbers on tech use are no longer going to. Well, they were pretty good, but they're better. Good old bionic legs, not just flavor bionic legs. So we'll be jumping around, running across the battlefield.
You're
And
springy.
if anyone, springy, just slinky legs. And if anyone remembers a machine gun, just a big old chain gun, you're false. There's a robot dog. He's been there the whole time. Don't worry about it.
What's his name?
I haven't. I feel like, would you
Kill
name
it.
it? I mean, I was trying to. I've been going back and forth. It's like, what?
Well, you have to communicate.
His name is Router Noise.
because I can just
Yeah.
mentally communicate electronically, tell it what to do. So
I feel like you would address it as by its like serial number or something like that. Like not as its actual name.
Not even
Designation
abbreviated, just like
53
47774314994. Get over here.
You talk to it in binary though, so it's like that's your
So,
whole
yeah.
paragraph.
So there's just bursts of electronic sound, and then the dog does things. It looks like a Doberman, for what that's worth.
Well, don't worry. If you haven't named it, I will.
Well, not a name I'll end up using. But, oh yeah,
The rest of us
speaking
will, of course.
Speaking of cyber mastiffs, you know what's in their heads? Auspexes. I was just looking over it again. So yeah, we'll have it
So,
do
yeah,
an
why
awareness
not?
test.
All right. And what kind of bonus does the Auspex give ye?
Well, it gets a plus 20 to its roll, and it already had 2 ranks in it, so it's not bad at awareness checks. I'll
Neat.
save that.
I also get a plus 20 to awareness checks from my fancy hand.
Yeah.
Which
What are you guys looking for?
well, I'm trying to track and see if I can get an idea of like how many things are in the room, or like
Mhm.
where they are, like like what's moving around me or whatever.
I'm actually going to have it, because that's its thing, and technically now my thing, is tracking shit down. So I'm going to see if it can scan out for any sign of, I don't know if there's...
Oh, son of a
anybody-
bitch! I wasted it on that.
Wow.
Or I suppose that's a good
Living-
thing, but
Living, not monster. I guess I'm looking for signs of people that hold up somewhere.
Also,
So I don't know if it can...
Okay, you're
Find
telling
movement.
the Cyber Mastiff to hunt for people, essentially.
Essentially.
Do you want it to look for blood or like a uniform, or like what are you telling it to look for?
I guess I'm thinking anything that would constitute food, because if there are people living somewhere, they have to be eating something.
That's fair.
They could be eating each other.
They could be.
kinda
So
still-
that's the thought. And if it applies, it has a +10 if it's smelling things.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Give me the roll.
Any other modifiers?
No. This is the whole thing's deal. So whatever, yeah, I mean, whatever you get, like, take it. But
Okay. No, I just didn't know if there were subtractors or anything. I know we're in like a big mazy thing. But yeah, that's that many degrees of success. 3.6.
Holy
And I
shit.
rolled a 1.
okay.
Yeah, you crushed it.
So Barbosa, on your palm-held Auspex, one of your new additions to your fancy new arm, because you no longer have biological ones, it picks up lots of movement around you. It's kind of like if you ever see an anthill, how if it can't go through something, it just sort of forms tunnels around it, and your Auspex pings and resonates perfectly with some part of the ship somehow. And gives you the echo feedback of what's beyond the paneling of the walls. And it looks like there's just tunnels going in. Sometimes they connect to like ventilation or sewage, but it's kind of like standing in a hive if you put like a straw through a beehive.
Right. How far and like out am I able to like see this going? Like
Oh,
what's the
it's
range
spider
of it?
web. So the blackness around you just designates parts of the ship you guys haven't been to, or bulkhead, or implements and the shit that causes a ship this big to run. You see that you don't not see it. It's in the floors, it's in the walls, it's in the ceiling, spider webbing out.
So basically the entire ship is just riddled with like alien passageways.
Like ant tunnels.
Right.
Yeah. And then Phalos, your Cybermastiff will alert you down here. Is where it designates the smell of food fit for human consumption.
Bork,
I'm
bork.
sorry, which bend did it take me to? I didn't see the.
Down the
Gotcha.
second one.
All right, blissfully unaware of ant tunnels of horrifying disgustingness.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So like when I see that stuff, is it directly going into my head? Is there like a hologram popping out of my hand? How does that work?
Interprets however you want it to interpret. Because it's part of your body. It's registering as a nervous sense. Like there is a screen that you can look at, but it's also acting as the Auspex itself. So however you resonate and identify these images would only be visible to you, but it would be able to be displayed, I suppose, on the screen if you wanted to.
So basically I would like, the way I see it is probably be kind of like, you remember in The Dark Knight when Batman turns on his echolocation vision or whatever, or his supervision, and he can like see everything all at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Something kind of like that, but then I'm just gonna kind of like put my hand, like nudge Lothos, who I imagine is probably the closest person next to me, because the killers tend to stick together, and kind of hold up my hand so he can see like a little, like little piece of that, or like a map or however it would display, so he can kind of be aware of what the fuck's going on.
I do want to say Phalos has a higher kill count than all of you.
Yeah, but
I
he
wonder
cheated.
why.
His
How
required
did he
0
cheat?
skill.
I had to convince
He had
like,
this-
group of inquisitors to exterminate whole planet.
Like
had to
they
have-
required must convincing.
He
That's
had
their
to
thing.
have the strength of will, of faith, to push that, to make that call. I don't know.
Doesn't count.
Check our
Doesn't.
previous streams for Phalos killing an entire planet.
It's no big deal, really.
It's really not. It's a drop of water in an endless ocean.
Well then.
Hail the
Doesn't
Emperor.
count.
All right.
necessary cleansing fire to promote growth. I really, like I said, I don't have a name for it, but I gotta find a way to refer to this thing.
Pup.
I'm just gonna
Mastiff.
call it Hound for now, because that's
Hound.
easy. Hound is smelling food fit for, well, the rest of you. Forward this way. Is possible there are some traces of survivors. They will need to be eating something.
Right, mate. I'm just gonna hold up my hand and be like, them things is in the walls, yeah? All the fucking walls, and the floors, and the fucking ceiling. They're fucking everywhere, mate. I don't know if anybody's left on this boat. It's the whole fucking ship. Like, I'm just gonna kind of be like looking and like looking up and down and like, it's fucking everywhere, mate. It's as far as I can see. They're fucking everywhere.
This thing's been floating in space for at least a year in this condition, yeah?
So when he says at least a year, is there any signs of like, is it possible to tell how long shit's been fucked up? Like, is there a lot of dust?
You guys tried to do a Medicaid test on one of the bodies, but you were not successful.
Yeah.
And it's also very humid in here. It's very swampy and cold, and like the blood and viscera of rotting bodies hasn't been dispersed because it is a sealed bulkhead in a sense. So it's just been its own sort of environment for so long that it's developed into its own atmosphere, essentially.
Lovely.
Biosphere.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Like, you can get like pond water and grow like an entire fucking world in a jar. Like,
Yeah.
It's like that.
So I'm gonna be like, right, maybe we go back to their fucking hospital, yeah?
Did you get a count, or is it just too many?
So you're not pinging anything in the tunnels. Your auspex didn't pick up anything within. What's the range on it?
I want to say 50 meters, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I have it noted somewhere. I will have to check real quick. 1 second.
Cool.
The Auspex should be in core rulebook, I believe.
Yes. I'll look as well.
Under, I think it's under tools.
Yes, Auspex scanner.
50 meters, yeah. See through wall, or wait, hang on. Detectable.
Okay, so you would have to make a tech use test to to human senses alone.
Yeah, it's to see like gases and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah,
it automatically detects energy emissions, motion, and biological life signs.
Cool. Okay. Do you want to do the other one as well?
I mean, I'll give it a shot. My tech use is
Okay, it does say walls more than 50 centimeters thick and certain shielding materials can block the scanner, so be aware of that.
yeah. So I'll like see all the tunnels and then be like, I guess I'll try and fiddle with it and see if I can get it to do anything extra.
Cool.
I don't really know how to make this thing work yet, but
So that would be a tech use roll.
I don't even have tech use on my sheet. It doesn't.
Since it's yeah, because it's different in this one. It's an advanced skill. So I will give
I don't
you.
even think I can
No,
do it.
I will because how advanced skills work in first edition is you either buy them for a ridiculous price from me, I give them to you, or you do it so it makes sense. So I think tech use your arm to be able to use it flat. I'll give you that.
Fair
Like
enough.
you still don't know how to like hack shit or operate a terminal to like a hacker, but you can work your arm.
Yeah, because it's a neural input or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It should be. So let me just say arm. Add that in there. It's gonna be intelligence still, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then I'm
Can't think
also
of it.
gonna impose a -10.
So intelligence, which is not my forte, so I have to roll below a 17.
Oof.
Nope.
Okay. You don't pick up any movement. It does seem like the bulkheads are too large. You do detect signatures of ambient rooms in these directions. Sort of like the hard and the stuff on the inside's pinking off the actual hole and wall. But it's sort of like ghost markers. You're not picking up anything immediately.
So there's nothing actively nearby as far as like that I can detect.
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull out my 2 guns. I'm gonna pull out my big old fancy gun and then my shotgun pistol. Yay, shotgun pistol.
Forgot
It's
how many-
actually a shotgun. That's a pistol. It's not like
he has a Mosin B now. He just has it. It just is now. It's a full
Okay.
fucking.
and the
Now, I
area
don't have any
is-
skills for that, but is there any reason I couldn't hold both of my pistols in both hands?
You can hold them in both hands. You'll take it's like a -30 to ballistic skill if you try using them. But you
Oh,
can
shit,
just
man, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, it's-
No, but I will pull out the hand cannon at the sight of all that fucking metal coming out.
Yeah, that's why it's essential to get the 2.
Yeah, that's why I was like, bro, I can't do anything because like if you
I'm
don't
not a-
have ambidextrous plus 2 weapon wielder plus gunslinger, it's like you need a lot to be able to fucking do that.
2 weapon fighting, -20 for offhand, and then it drops to a -10 if
I
you're
would
ambidextrous.
I
So
would
you
end
need
up shooting one of you
ambidextrous
guys, so
as
we're gonna
well.
go ahead and not do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
you need to be
get
ambidextrous.
gunslinger. Yeah, I'm ambidextrous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
then you
it's
have to
a
get
lot.
gunslinger or something like that to be able to do it. Like
No
It's a
negatives
lot.
at all. It's
with
it's
no
pretty
negatives.
much
Yeah.
it's pretty much the leveling system makes a lot more sense now, considering we can't just grab all the good abilities and just.
It's
say
pretty
we
much
have-
focus on your shit.
Yeah. Also, just for those that do watch us on the YouTube or something like that, we're a lot shittier at rolling shit now as well.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
anything now, so I can
Yeah.
shoot. That's all I can do,
So in the transition over
and
to
I can smell good.
In the transition over to first edition, we did re-roll stats because the stat system's a little different. Whereas these guys had skills in the 40s, 50s, and higher. In this one, like a 41 is about how strong an orc is. So it doesn't really make sense for them to be that strong anymore. So their rolls are going to be a little bit more realistic and rough from now on.
I do have a pretty good ballistic skill now comparatively.
Yeah, my
Good
ballistic skill's
skill.
49.
It's like
Got a
double
good
what mine used to
agility.
be.
Got a great willpower.
Yeah, my agility.
We'll
I'm
start-
pretty agile. I'm like Eldar agile. I got a 43 in agility.
I now live up to actually having jaded with willpower.
Things
Mhm.
shifted a
Mental
lot for me. The only
fortitude.
thing that changed is my brain still has many wrinkles.
Do you even
Yeah.
have? Well, you have to have a brain, or else you're a heretic.
Yeah.
It's like the one part you have to keep as a tech priest.
My brain's a little smoother.
I'll start inching my way down the hallway
Okay.
because these guys are just standing here.
It's a really shiny brain. You
And I
got
don't get to
there.
leave until I do what I came here, and I really want to leave. So,
Right. Are you walking confidently or stealthily?
I mean, Thalos levels of stealthy.
Yeah. So you're not like creeping around, but you're
Strut.
like also not trying to make noise. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
I'm trying to roll stealth.
I'm gonna be creeping around as well.
Okay. Take a -10 to your guys' stealth rolls.
I got the stummer.
Oh yeah, the stummer. That
Oh,
thing
that's right.
That
That
gives
you
us
did
popping that
set, you
thing
did set
out.
that thing off.
plus 20 or something like that.
Now, okay, but hang on. So there's silent move and then there's concealment. What is the difference?
So, silent move is gonna mask any sound. Concealment is probably gonna mask you guys visually. So if you guys were in an area like that was like wooden floors where your boots would echo or Phalos would like be very loud stepping through it, you might want to do the silence mode. But if it's like this is flickering light and there's shadows and stuff like that, you might want to do concealment. So with how they're trying to percept you is going to be different. If they're trying to see you, you know, that. But if they're trying to listen and hear you, if they're blind or something like that, then...
So, question, you mentioned that there's like a layer of like just mold and shit on the ground, like
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's making like a
It's, yeah. It's a little slippery as well. Like, not enough for you guys to have to slow your movement, but if you, like, sprint across it, it might be a little slippery.
probably concealment on the stummer then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have the stummer on to help mask the sound, but I'm gonna be trying to like move from cover to cover and like stay out of sight.
Okay.
Seeing as how I'm not terribly stealthy, sneaky, well, I gotta get silent move. I don't even know where to get that now, but let's
Where's
see,
the,
concealment.
Silent move. Should
So
be one of the
concealment,
silent skills.
is it dark in this room? Is it half light? Is it full light?
The lights are flickering a lot. I would say it's half light.
So like a +10?
Yeah. So it would be flat. Yeah, you're right, flat. Because the -10 is for the squelchy ground.
Which
And
the
then-
stummer should be taken care of. So.
And then the lighting would, yeah.
Still didn't help.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is concealment in this one.
So what is that? Oh, is it concealment? I have move silently.
Oh, you have different stuff then. You have your own skills and stuff. Throw those up if you have them.
So many weird abilities.
How do you have concealment and I have... Or how do you have silent move and I have concealment? We're
It's-
both
we have
assassins.
Okay,
both.
so here's the thing. I think I got silent move from the background that I took in,
Oh, that's right.
in the fucking Slitty Boy.
The slicey
I'm not
boy.
skilled in it, but I have silent move.
I'm gonna dice
Basic
things up.
skills.
How does the tech priest have silent move in the
It's a
assassin?
basic
This is...
skill.
I mean, okay, well, yeah.
I don't have a
I
check
mean,
in it, but I still have it.
Oh, I got it.
I can
I just,
try.
it's 17.
Mine's, okay, I don't have any points in it.
Mine's 15. Yeah.
It's the stummer gives +20, I believe, to silent move checks.
Okay.
Oh, I can roll a thing.
Okay, so Lothos, you managed to move quietly. Nodius and Barbosa and Phalos, you're kind of just walking ahead anyway. It's gonna mute you. Don't worry about it, you'll be fine. You guys, you're still making a little bit of noise, but it's definitely still muffled, your movement. It's not gonna completely mask it, but it will muffle it. It's trying to block out a lot of sound from this many of you, so it might just, its sensors might be overloaded. It's a very old and, like, you know, strange piece of equipment, so it's prone to mishaps sometimes.
I'm gonna stop when we get to this first intersection turn bit, and just peek around the corner with an optical mechadendrite.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna sniff the air and see if I smell anything funny. I have strong smelling.
Okay. So go ahead and do that. And Phalos, you look around and you see it's not decorated in the map. You see a hallway. This is
Motherfucker.
definitely the doorway to a chapel. The adornment on the walls, the scripture, the filigree. There's a lot of what look to be piles of old, sort of molded over, burnt out votive candles and scripture. And again, a lot of these seals and strips of scripture along the walls have rotted or faded. And deeper in, you still smell that sort of heavy, cloying incense smell. And it's stronger now. It's almost like sickening how strong it is. It is quite dark in there, however. You don't see, with your mechadendrite, it can see in the dark, I believe. But to normal human eyes, it would be very, very low light in there. And Barbosa, as you sniff the air, you're trying to get a sense out of your guys' void suits. You're trying to smell if anything's off, but there's just so much, like, gunk in the air of mold and blood and viscera and time. It's just like you can't discern anything other than the stink. The stank, as it's known in the warp.
Stank.
That
I do have a
warp
glow
stank.
globe just in
warp
case, but
stank.
it's off for now.
Good to know.
Does everybody have photo contacts on?
I do.
There is half light. You guys can see. It's darker in there than it is out in the hallway.
There is chapel, but it is darkness. I'm doubting someone is there, but we can explore or move on towards Saint of Food.
Well, do we want to go to the chapel, or do we want to go towards the food source that your pup smelled out?
I would rather make sure that our rear is clear. So let's check out this little thing first, and then move on.
I'm gonna put, in this circumstance, I'm gonna put my faith in the guys with the guns, the big ones. Seems like your forte. I mean, I've spent enough time on a ship, but not while looking for or evading that shit that we saw earlier.
So I just remembered there's now 2 people with a grapple hook now.
Oh God.
My kit it gives me one starting
Jesus
out.
Christ.
Right.
I did not.
You really are just Attack on Titan now, aren't you?
That's pretty much my character. I have a hand crossbow. I have the Chimera sword pistol.
I didn't see a cybernetic grappling hook anywhere, but if we could homebrew a couple so I can just be Spider-Man.
We're
they're
gonna
not that
need some
expensive.
really high tensile wire for you.
They're only 30 gold.
He's heavy
Or
though.
guild, yeah.
Like
Combine his lores with the super strong cable and just a mixture of magic.
he's even clunkier now than he was because of all of his shit that he has now.
Yeah, no. We talked about all the other stuff I got, but just the straight up amount of cybernetics in my body.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is, if we need a door locked for a short amount of time, we put him in front of it. Good
Don't
to know.
put him in a microwave.
Don't
Don't put him next to a very strong magnet.
don't put a lot of us in a microwave.
I was gonna say that's general people rules. Don't put people in microwaves.
I think I could tough out a microwave.
Yeah, we'll be
you
alright.
just warp out of it, just like poop.
You guys are just pussies.
Bunch of
Yeah.
pussies.
I mean, remember all the shit I can do now. I have built-in respirators. I forgot about that. So just I can breathe all the things.
Yeah, you have so many built-in things now.
And I can just
Don't
touch machines.
Don't you have a built-in
Read
data
stuff.
slate now as well?
He has neural cogitators, I believe.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he has memory chips installed in his brain.
Can
But
I play PS4 games on you?
Probably.
there's no such thing as games in 40k. There's no
Sure there
fun.
are.
Have an
There's-
internal battery.
There's Pin the Axe and the Heretic. There's
Spider-Man
Yes.
always Spider-Man survives.
the only superhero.
He
the
dies.
man spider.
He dies quite a lot in the comics, believe it or not. But yeah, so you guys want to go in the chapel.
I mean, want to?
I
Is a
just
strong word, but
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah,
make.
let's-
I just want to check. I just want to check. See what we find.
You guys
Yeah, let's-
don't have to do anything.
I like the idea of covering our back. I don't want to pass up hallways with doors and expect nothing to come out of them.
And when you last updated the Inquisitor, you told him that you had made it into the corridors of the ship, that there had been a slaughter. He doesn't know anything other than that. For the moment, your radio is still working, as in it's still within range of the ship that you can communicate with the Inquisitor.
Did we inform the Inquisitor that what Barbosa saw, or did we just
No.
mention? No. Okay.
You guys also don't know what Xenos are.
No. We just saw.
Unless you guys want to do a Forbidden Lore Xeno roll.
These
I don't
fucking
have any of
weird
that.
ass witches. I ain't never seen witches like this.
There's also a new rule for first edition. If it's an advanced skill and you don't have it, you don't just get to roll it.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So an advanced skill is something that you have to be taught. It's not something that you can do out of luck or something like that. So that is a rule that is in first edition that was in the second edition. But all right. So how do you guys want to proceed into the chapel?
Slowly with my guns up.
Yep.
Quietly, slowly.
Slowly
Machines in
with
the
our
front,
weapons
machines
ready.
in the back.
You guys are free to move
Send
your
the
tokens.
dog in first.
Yeah, send the dog in first.
Is
You want
fair
to send the
point.
dog in?
That is exactly what.
Mm.
Right, send Rufus in. Yeah.
It doesn't get a name until it survives at least a week.
Well, let me.
Rufus is a lucky name. I knew a bloke named Rufus once. He's
you,
dead now.
Did you plug him?
Lucky name it is.
No, but you know what? One
Plugged
time
him.
I saw a witch try to get him, and the witch didn't get him. Later, though, Carnosaur sure did.
Okay then.
Right. Let me send the
Rufus it is. I will remain behind somebody at all times.
Guess at this point I'll stay behind Phalos. Or actually, Phalos, get behind me. What are you doing, fool?
I have big sword.
You know, there's not a lot of Cybermastiff stuff.
You have big sword. I have a lot of shiny swords.
Ah, here we go.
I have sword with gun now.
Barbosa doesn't know how he
Here
feels.
we
Sword
go.
shoots things.
The sword does shoot things.
He doesn't know if he wants it or if it's heresy.
It's heresy. The question is Barbosa part orc? Then he might want it.
Barbosa
Hold
might
on.
sound like an orc.
I
but he's
found
not.
the perfect dog for you guys.
Perfect
Mhm.
dog.
Is his name Rufus?
It's uploading.
It's up.
I could just kick the door in and like blast the eye and just see what happens.
You're just gonna waste a fatigue point on that. Just like starts blasting like.
I do have. I can meditate now to reduce fatigue.
Yes, and I should note this, even though it won't come up often. One of my psychic abilities is dull pain, which pretty much means I can get rid of fatigue points.
Right. We're gonna pull some all-nighters now.
All right. And you
Filthy
should
fucking
have
animals.
control of the Cybermastiff.
Need
Oh,
I do?
nice.
If you would like to look in, you will see that is a Cadian Cybermastiff.
Oh shit! We just need to paint it green.
Yes, we do. I just
We're all
happen to
terrible
have some
things.
green paint on me.
Man, that he's also wearing the robe with that one neon green strand in it.
I did roll for it, and you are indeed an asshole.
All right, so as your Cybermastiff turns the corner, are you like cybernetically linked with it?
Yeah, you get a thing called something. Hold on.
Oh, well, we're learning lots of
Cybernetic-
cool stuff.
A constructor interface. So yeah,
Okay.
directly neurally linked. That's how I tell it what to do.
So you can
Like,
can
can
you
you
see
see
through its
eyes?
eyes and stuff like that?
I have a talent that is worded in such a way that says I can gain the bonus of their senses, but the constructor interface is how I tell it what to do. I don't directly see through it.
I
So
think
however
that
you
would mean
interpret
you
the
would
other
gain the so if you were trying to test for smell, you would use its
It's plus 10 is
Yeah.
what it sounds like, yeah. Rather than directly getting.
so
So you
I don't
can't
think
see
you
it,
would
but it
get
can
a-
communicate to you?
Yes.
Yes.
What does the doggy say?
Give me for the Cybermastiff
Rufus.
an awareness test. It's smell based, or it would be that sort of sense. It's a odor or gas or something like that you would smell.
Okay. Now, the auspex it has to like engage, or is that just constantly in the background doing a thing?
Yes.
Okay. So then I will leave that in there. And smell based. Boom.
Okay. Your dog detects a harmful biological agent.
Well, something is dangerous in there. It is
It seems to be stronger the deeper you go in, sort of focused on here. It also reports that it does see one human corpse.
there is corpse in the room in some sort of gas, maybe something harmful. It is not. It is biological. It is not good.
I'm gonna put my rebreather on and push forward and poke
Haven't
around.
took off my rebreather. Actually,
Oh,
hold on
I-
a second. Let's
You
Sure, I
guys
left mine
took
on this
off
whole
your void suits. Your
Yeah.
rebreather's different. It's like that bullshit Star Wars shit.
So I'm gonna move
Barbosa,
right
hold-
up here.
Barbosa, hold on. I'm going to move up and bring Lothos with me. Use that 2B thing.
You
gonna
gonna
bring
bring
yourself
yourself
with
with
you?
you?
No, I need you to use your 2B thing.
Yeah, I know.
Just like,
He's got a dog now that tells him things.
It's
Yeah,
as I say,
but-
it tells me what it saw, but I can look and tell you what I see, which is what will be what it saw.
Well, you might have more
Maybe.
information.
It does have. I can. You know what? It makes sense. I will look around corner. It does have like a telescopic ability to it.
Yeah. So your
So
little
I'll zoom in on the
mechanandrite
corpse probably.
snakes its way around the corner and zooms in. The corpse seems to be wearing the clothes of the ecclesiarchy. There is, I know it looks like a sword on the thing. It's not. It looks almost like a sort of sensor attached to some sort of handle. Probably something for them to disperse incense throughout the chapel. I'm also going to need a willpower check from both Phalos and Modius. -10.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Boys.
I didn't roll terrible, but canonically I have bad willpower.
Yeah, Phalos,
I
to
have good
you,
willpower, but I can't.
the smell is almost overpoweringly disgusting. Like, the closer you get, like, you don't actually have a nose anymore. Or, like, you can't really smell things, but it's causing your sensors just to flip out, essentially.
Does my respirator thing have any impact on that?
You have a built-in
Good point.
respirator.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
No,
I've
it
got
does
one
say
on.
something. Read out what the cybernetic
Okay.
is for me, please.
Purifies air supply, granting a +20 bonus to resist airborne toxins and gas.
You
weapons.
would not smell anything.
Cool.
Actually, you would, because it's willpower. You would smell something even though your respirator should have blocked it out. I'm
Okay.
sorry. That's
That's
what's
okay.
going on. Modius,
Considering
This-
re-rolling 91.
alright, you're going to re-roll with normal dice?
Oh,
Or fate point.
if I could do that, I was just gonna use a fate point
Sure.
and roll with my normal dice because that's obviously not a good start.
Also, I forgot it can transmit my voice. in some ways.
25. You said -10.
Yes.
Okay, so 35. That's a pass.
Okay.
35 under 53.
You smell the incense, but it is not as strong as some other people might be experiencing it.
Oh,
Well,
you know what else I can do now?
Some
I'm charmed.
bullshit.
Some bullshit. When rolling a fate point, roll a d10 on a natural 9. The fate point is not lost.
Wow.
And
That's the opposite.
do you lose 2 now? I hope not.
No, on a 10 I still lose it. Only on a 9 do I actually
Yeah.
keep it.
Yeah, 9s are weird in first edition. They're special.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
For
But yeah,
funsies,
that's
just because I can. My voice is not out loud.
Ah,
It's
shit.
only through the microbead.
Should have rolled the actual.
Because
d10.
respirator says so, I guess.
okay.
wait.
The corpse is where the count said it was. It is in front of altar. There is some sort of sensor device, possibly related to overpowering incense. It is getting through to me, and that is saying something. But whatever is harmful, maybe incense, maybe something else. It is not something visible.
Can Rufus go close it off?
I mean, it's probably not harmful to harm these. Let's do a little bit of that.
The hound does have super crazy smell, though. Would it be affected by that, or it does have biological functions?
It does. So you would have to account for that.
Does it? It's straight up machine is one of its traits.
Oh, really?
Machine.
Oh, we're thinking about, okay, that version of a Cyber Mastiff. Okay, it's just a complete robot. Got it.
Yeah. If there's another version I can use it. That's just the one in the book from
There
Cyber
are like servitor ones that are like still
Yeah.
part biological as well. So like
Gotcha.
the biological parts would die if
Ah.
exposed to like high radiation or stuff like that.
It's the Cybermaster. That's a questionable AI at that point.
It's not so at this point it is much more a device that he uses. It has no free will. It's a robot, so it's going to be more limited in what it can do on its own in that case. But that's good to know. Yeah, in that case,
Okay.
it'd probably be fine against a biological agent.
Then I will continue to send it forward to investigate the corpse.
Okay, as the dog clanks forward, looking left and right as it goes down the pews, you see that the pews are piled and stacked with these bodies that have been wrapped up in blankets and tied off at the legs and head. They seem to have been there for a while. These stains seeping out from the bottom half of these sort of makeshift coffins or coroner's bags, and seeping out into the pews and the floor, sort of staining it black. As the dog approaches the sensor and the body, you will notice that the sensor where it has fallen, the sensor part is also in what was probably the viscera and guts of this person who was eviscerated. You do see a long sort of just slice in the torso area, deep enough so that it marks the bone that's exposed, but again, rate of decomposition hard to tell in an environment such like this. And that the sort of head of the sensor where the instance is actually stored has grown this sort of like patchy, almost pustule-like fungus around the vents. And it does seem to be a source of biological contaminant. It is very strong from that.
Okay. There are many more corpses stacked on pews. He's been there for quite some time. The corpse in front of altar has been split to bone, and something is growing on the incense sensor, probably source of biological agent.
Right, why didn't anybody bring a fucking flamer?
That
The
reminds
corpse...
me, I will activate Flamer in Cyber Mastiff.
It has a flamer.
No, but that would be
Oh.
awesome. It has teeth.
Dylan's face, like, is like, it has a flamer.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
No,
yeah,
the
why
good
not?
one later.
Oh,
I'm
later.
gonna get a good one. It doesn't have Flamer, but has guns.
The
I can put a
corpse
flamer on it.
is seated in the sort of the throne, flanked by these two large statues of cherubs and angels and emperor shit. There are lots of votives and shrines and reliquaries and books behind you, sort of making up this temple to the god emperor. You notice that mold has also encroached upon these, making the statues, the wings upon these statues look mottled and almost rotten, as these angels look gaunt and hungry down at you now.
This is not good place.
Nothing alive in there? Nothing good? Are there any other doors?
What, so I know that when we first encountered, sorry, go ahead and answer his question first. I had a random thought.
No, there's no doors.
Okay.
When we encountered the witchy thing and the mushroom witch back on the first planet, would this mold look similar to that, or does this look like a completely different kind of thing?
Completely different.
But let's see if Barbosa thinks that. Roll intelligence, Barbosa.
No, there's definitely some sort of skill for this now.
Barbosa thinks it's the same. Right, them fucking witches. That mushroom witch, you remember?
Mushroom witch, yeah. But she didn't stink like this.
No, but it's all the same. Fucking witches. It's always fucking witches. Think about it. They get lost in the warp. The warp's connected to witches, right?
It would be
Warp's
if
connected
you
to
really
everything.
wanna roll, it'd be a scholastic lore.
I don't got none of that.
Yeah. So
Got none of that
yeah,
shit.
you wouldn't even in that case you wouldn't even be able to make the roll.
That's why I rolled straight intelligence, and
It
I got
does-
a
yeah,
93.
It
I don't.
doesn't do that anymore.
It's the fucking witch shit.
Yeah.
That was just for common sense. That was just to see if Barbosa. My plan was like, if he got a success, that he doesn't think he's not a moron.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha. No, you're good.
but he's now convinced this is some witch shit. It's always fucking witch shit. Think about it. Has there ever been one time it wasn't some witch shit?
Most of my life.
That's fair.
Every time it's always witch shit for me.
It hasn't been mostly witch shit until I met you, to be honest, Barbosa.
Oh well, you know that's why they hired me.
There is nothing to be gained unless we want to attempt to counteract mold.
Oh, you could loot the chapel.
I got a fucking rebreather.
I like
Goodness.
books. I don't know that that'll. Would I know that might not work?
That's
I have a rebreather on, and I just made a jack.
That's kind of not kosher, to loot a temple. But yeah, you think your rebreather would work fine.
I mean, I'm gonna go and poke around. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out what killed the fucking guy.
Cool. Yep.
So let me see. Clicky. Oh no, I can't do that. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, it does. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm looking all around. You know, guns akimbo. And then gonna.
Yeah, you
As I-
also see these bodies sort of stacked up in these sort of sheet wraps, like wrapped body bags almost. Not visible from the back because of the walls of the pews, so they're stacked like 2 or 3 high.
So what I'd probably do is I'd probably like stop and look at them and be like, wonder what these fuckers look like, because I still want to know what's going on. So I'll probably stop and then pull out a mono knife and cut one of the bags open and see what the bodies look like inside.
Ooh. Okay. As you... Do you have Jaded?
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah. Go ahead and I think it gives you... Does it just completely negate stuff in this one? Or...
Basically, yeah. It's like all non-supernatural based stuff. It just doesn't do anything. It's only like if it's like warp based or something like that, or fear.
Cool. Yeah, you're good. In that case, you open it up and the face is mutilated and rotten. The stench almost overwhelms you, just from even
Is it a
this
rebreather?
Oh wait, I keep forgetting you guys have rebreathers on. But no, you peel back in that case you peel back the cloth and it's slimy, almost like a snail's mucus as you peel it off. And the face is almost like a gelatin at this point, but it looks wrong. It looks almost... The bone... Something's not right. Do you have...
If it's a lore, I don't have it.
No, it would...
I have Conman lore, Underworld. That is it.
It wouldn't be a lore. Do you have Medicaid?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be... It just doesn't look right for some reason. Even through the rot.
Does it look like does it look fully dead? Does it look like there's anything like moving or squirming or does it just look like a rotten corpse?
Just what's rotten. You don't even see... You do not see any signs of insects. Or like any sort of micro breakdown or anything like that. There's no worms, there's no flies.
It's just rotting.
If it wasn't so moist in here, it probably would have mummified.
Well, I'm too dumb to figure out what that means, so I'm just gonna kind of shrug my shoulders and be like, "Fucking weird shit," and then keep walking forward, I guess. And
Yeah, the sensor is laying there. It's a long-handled, very ornamental, very solid-looking piece of equipment. Sort of a thick chain connects the handle to the sensor, which is about the size of a man's head and filigreed with signs of the Aquila and the Emperor and all of the pretty things that the Imperium likes to put over everything. It looks like it could actually be a pretty decent weapon if you were to club someone with it. But again, as you look at the sensor, maybe it was the moisture over time, maybe it was the blood. It's some kind of mold is growing there.
I got metal hands. I don't give a fuck. I'm a kind of like, I mean, I'm not a religious sort, so I suppose it wouldn't really make too much sense for me to particularly care about it. I'm more interested in what killed the fucking, see if I can figure out what killed the.
Yeah, you can just walk past it if you want.
I mean, I think I know what that is, and I think it sounds intriguing. I'm trying not to metagame and grab it, but like, I'm not a melee person. I'm not gonna whack anybody. But I'll kind of be like, right, this is kind of a cool stick over here. I don't know if anybody wants it. Fucking more, yeah. But like, I'm just gonna go and walk over to the corpse and kind of try and figure out if what killed him now. Like, does he like? I know you said it was cut up, but like, what does it look like he was cut by?
So upon closer inspection, you see that there is a large gash in his robes. However, upon closer inspection now, it looks almost as though the ribs are splayed outwards. As though it was either peeled back, perhaps, but without a Medicaid skill or anything like that. You'd really not be able to get anything more than like basic, like something either ripped him open, like a kid opening a bag of candy, or something exploded out from him.
If he seems fine walking up there, I'm gonna make my way up towards him too.
Cool. Yeah, you see again the same thing. The body stacked. The sensor.
I do not have jaded anymore.
Oh no.
Okay. In that case, you're not looking at the face though. You're good. Unless you want to go peek in some body bags.
No, I'm kind of more worried about what he's doing and what he's getting into.
What he's fucking up.
Kinda.
Oh, I ain't fucking anything up.
Just making sure, just seeing what's happening.
Yeah, you see him sort of looking over the body. Barbosa, it's also almost impossible to determine how old this body is as you're looking at it. It's rotten for sure. Like, if you poke at some of the flesh with a knife, it just slides away almost like putrefied fat. It's almost like it's been jellied or pickled in this environment almost.
Fucking witches.
It's always witches.
I've never encountered anything but witches.
Not entirely true. Sometimes it's demons.
That's
God,
true.
but demons is just witches, but like, you know, big ass.
You don't know that.
Demons just mean witches did it.
Yeah, witches make demons.
Because that last witch that we both shot and should have died made a demon, so witches make demons.
Right.
Logic.
Makes sense to me.
Do you see anything up there worth noting or grabbing? Otherwise,
there's this stick. It looks like you could back somebody in the head with it. It's got some smoky shit coming out of it.
Right, I'm good with that.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
you guys
slicey man, you want a bashy thing too?
I'll take a look at the stick. I don't know.
It looks like it could be used as a club or a flail. Again, the incense looks moldy and rotted within, and it has the dog did say it's a biological hazard.
Dylan, no.
Oh.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah,
Here you are.
sorry. My internet flickered there for a second. I turned some background stuff off. Cool. So, yeah, you're looking around. I mean, you could pilfer the shrine. A lot of these items could probably be sold on the black market for considerable geld if you wanted to. That's not really a chill thing to do.
No, especially for me. Is there anything that, just from my background, that would be worth securing just to like protect it,
Ooh.
or no?
Give me.
I mean, let's not be hasty. Cyber mastiffs are not cheap. No, not gonna
Yeah.
raid a temple.
Give me an evaluate check.
Evaluate. Do I even have evaluate? There is an evaluate. Damn. That's a 13.
Okay.
Here we go. Any pluses to this?
Plus 10.
Plus 10, so that would mean a 23 or better. 11.
Okay, so that's 1 degree of success.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you look around, and again, this mold has overtaken everything. You pull a few of the books off the walls, and the paper has just rotted into a like pulpy block in the middle. A lot of the scriptures and scrolls and artifacts are just molded over, and you know, like, hey, I can't sanctify this. Like, this is bad. Move some of the stuff around, and you do find a small reliquary with what looks like a finger inside of it. It's a gold case with this thick glass casing around it, and it hangs from a chain. You could probably connect the chain to anything, obviously, but it does seem to be the finger bone of some sort of saint or religious icon. So that would definitely be like worth saving from here.
Then I will save that.
Okay.
I'll put that in my backpack.
Other than that, the place gives a bad vibe.
I'm gonna be thinking of Brother Carsus and thinking about how normally ecclesiarchal figures have fire, and see if there's anything around that could be used to burn this fucking all this mold.
Oh, he'd love it if he had a flamer. If he was here. If Alcius.
But does maybe the priest have a flamer or any kind of?
Oh, this guy? No.
He just has a hand flamer just always on him at all
I
times.
mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably the ship's chaplain.
The
So
chaplain
not
should have fire.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be like prepared for war in his own temple.
Just imagine.
Well, then he's a bad chaplain.
Just imagine the chaplain walking up to like prayer with a fucking hand flamer and just starts spewing out Promethean and is
yeah.
like, bathe in the fire of the glorious God Emperor.
Oh yeah.
Sounds appropriate for 40k, to be honest with you.
It
I'm
does.
surprised he doesn't burn a heretic at the beginning of every.
He probably does, honestly. That's up his alley.
Well, I've had enough of this place.
Oh yeah, fuck this place. We need to burn this thing down. Oh no, this fucking mold. I don't like it. Fucking witchy.
Well, we're supposed to at least secure the ship. How about we not burn down at the moment? If it
This
comes
is
down
not
to it,
burning ship, no.
if it comes down to it, well, we're going towards the engine from what it sounds like, so we could pop it there, if anything.
Modis, you would know that fire is actually a preferred method of combat on ships because it doesn't damage the majority of the ship's components.
Should have fucking
Like
brought the
solid
flamer.
projectiles do.
Wait, you're saying fire's a good thing in space?
Yep.
Well,
Because
it doesn't go out
Prometheum-
in space, and it
Prometheum
doesn't
doesn't have any
puncture the
oxygen.
walls. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, usually you don't want fire on a space vessel.
Sure you do. You just don't want to be on the fire.
Yeah, just as long as you're not on fire, it's fine.
But that takes away half the fun.
Okay. I'll be sure to set you on fire at some point in time,
You
and
know
we'll see
what?
how fun it is.
That would be fun. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. As you guys inch your way ahead, going through, Barbosa, you have photovisor lenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take a peek around the corner, and the lighting is much worse down here. It seems like the electrical circuitry, as you progress in, is getting worse and worse. It's more moist. It's almost to a standing water point at some places. And as you peer down the corridor, you see that near this intersection, or near this T intersection, rather, there's some sort of growth. Almost tumorous looking, organic on the metal plating. Not like the fungus. This looks like flesh of some sort of organic matter.
I'm going to pull out my silenced auto gun and pop a
You
shot
have a
at
silenced autogun?
it. I'm sorry, auto pistol.
Oh, okay. He just got an AK-40. He's got like a M16. I mean, you could. I just didn't think you had one.
For the record, can I just make a little note on the wall that we kind of already went in and cleared it?
Yeah,
This hallway
sure.
towards the chapel.
Are you using any kind of cant or code or anything like that?
No.
Or just, okay, yeah, you just put a cross on the doorway, showing that you guys have already been through here. And you guys,
I'll put it in ship dialect. If whatever that is just
yeah,
if it's a different
basically
language or something along those lines. Yeah.
It's kind of like if you got someone who spoke Spanish and then someone from Mexico who spoke Spanish and told them to talk to each other. Like, and there's different forms of Gothic as well. There's high Gothic and low Gothic. So yeah, you would
I could
definitely
do
be
low
able
Gothic too, but something
to
along
do
those
like
lines.
a word that only you would understand.
Okay.
Totally.
COVID.
Go
I'm gonna put my literacy to the test here, people. Show off my brains.
There's a whole class that all they do is write things down and read books. Just so you guys know.
And then become sorcerers inevitably.
Yeah, and then for some reason they become
Right.
like masters of knowledge. But
that's where all your lores go.
yeah, so what do you guys do?
I'm popping a shot at that fucking fleshy thing.
Oh, you're shooting?
Oh, jeez.
Pulling out my silenced auto gun.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting anywhere near that thing, and I'm gonna pop one bullet at it and see what happens. It's
Cool.
fleshy.
Let
It's
me-
a fleshy weird thing.
Well, what are you shooting at? I can't see.
It's a fleshy weird
Barbosa.
thing. Right, you see
Like-
that fucking fleshy weird thing over there?
I presume no. You took
Right,
my.
well, it looks witchy, and I ain't getting anywhere near it, so I'm gonna pop it and see what happens. It's silenced, don't worry, ain't nothing gonna hear
It's
us.
silence, don't worry. Famous
I
last words
am not
of the
seeing silenced in the weapon special qualities.
Item. It's under, like, gear or something like that, silencer.
group. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Silencer. I think it's just like a +10 to. Or,
It makes it like it's half the distance for
Muffled.
things to hear it, and then it muffles it and makes it like minus 20 for things to hear it, and then also cuts the distance in half.
Okay. Okay, so it's still gonna be like audible. You know that, right? It's not gonna be
No,
like
I know
a
it's not
whisper.
going to be like
Okay.
in the movie.
Yeah.
It's also just going to be like, I figure it's a spaceship. There's a lot of ambient noise. It's all mushy and wet in here and everything like that. So
It's true. There is a lot of ambient noise. There are life support systems firing and failing, and electrical surges, and all sorts of shit going on.
plus he says it's all wet and mushy, and that's
Yeah.
going to absorb a lot of the sound too.
Yeah.
awareness to hear it gets a -20 penalty
Yeah.
if it matters.
Go ahead and take the shot.
Do I have to actually like roll to shoot something? Like,
No. Yeah, you take the shot. The round impacts, and it does seem to leak some sort of biological fluid, but there's no movement.
no squeal or anything like that.
No.
I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't think it's alive, and I'll I suppose walk forward.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm gonna
then that
direct
just happened.
the Cybermastiff to lead me towards the smell of food it found.
The Cybermastiff says food is this way.
While I'm walking towards, I'm gonna pull out my Auspex again. I'm trying to see if I can detect anything extra fancy.
Sure. Do another tech use.
Motherfucker. My rules
No.
are garbage today.
You do still see the patterning through the walls, but as you're interfacing with your arm, there seems to be maybe some sort of ambient radioactivity in the area, probably from power cell or something that's leaking. So it might, or some exposed power transfer unit or something like that might be leaking out enough to fiddle with your Auspex.
Oh,
Should I pull out the glow globe? Do we need light?
No.
I can see just fine.
He just shot a gun, so I mean, it's not like we're.
Yeah, but
Are these bones on the ground here? Or...
No,
We
it's like a tumorous.
Oh, that's the tumor?
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems to be a sort of deep purple. I didn't have purple flooring.
Let's not take out the ball of light. We don't know if we're dealing with a moth demon or moth mutants or something bullshit like that.
So you presume they can't hear, but they can see well?
They could. We don't know. Mutants are weird.
Oh, I use the silencer.
Agreed. It was still pretty loud. At least when I was right behind you.
Getting
So as
closer, I'm gonna kind of look at it really close and see if I can figure out what it is.
Meaty.
Not really close. I'm gonna have to put my face to it or anything.
Yeah, it's meaty.
I'm gonna poke at it with my mono sword.
Is this the
It bleeds.
the
Oh,
food
no.
thing that
No.
Pup was
So-
talking about?
Give me, whoever's looking at these crates and inspecting that area closer.
I was
Give me a... I guess it would be awareness, because they got rid of... Oh, it'd be scrutiny. Plus 20.
Benefit from the plus 10 of sharing my
Yep.
hound. Cool.
Yep.
Ooh, cut that close.
Because you needed it.
Is it tight enough that I can't get up there to look?
Yeah, you can investigate it further. If you wanted to just go
Mhm.
up to it.
Take a look. I mean, why not?
It's a tunnel.
oh no.
Rot.
It
fucking
seems
In
that
the-
it's either someone's tried to block it off with these crates, and you're not sure what's in them either. The markings and ceilings long having corroded off with the atmosphere, and it seems like something has made a sort of organic, fleshy tunnel in here. You can actually feel the heat coming out of this tunnel as well from the organic pulsing of this almost esophagus.
esophagus. Ooh. Well, I can say fuck that all the way.
On one hand, I don't want to even acknowledge that thing's existence, but we need to clear it.
And to the north, there's a door.
Well, I'm going for the fucking door first. Fuck all
Yeah,
that noise.
yeah. Let's check the door first. How about this, Phalos? Just keep an eye on that thing.
You do not want me to open door. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Okay, Phalos, open up door.
And Barbos, you can just shoot it. You're good at that, right?
I'm
Bro,
gonna
if you can't open the door, I'll fucking shoot
This
it.
this is a bulkhead.
He shoots it with
It's
his
not
shotgun
like-
pistol.
it's
It
not
opens
like-
up.
A door like the other one was. This is like a fucking Imperial Guard, Archaeotech level ship, Mars level development bulkhead.
Don't test my guns.
I
So
will,
what's
I
your
will
set-
attempt to open door. Someone else stands next to terrifying gross tunnel.
I guess I'll just keep my weapons ready for that.
Yeah,
just
well,
hang out.
yeah, we're all just like surrounding Phalos as he opens, just looking at the fucking tunnel, like guns up, just like right, fucking shit.
Let me just.
I
make
ain't
a
never seen no
willpower
weird shit
test.
like this before.
This
So
is at a -10.
So I just keep slashing if it just comes over here.
I just started slashing. Okay.
Still
Aha.
got in. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Screw that -10.
Really quickly now. And you're now a what now? An electro savant?
An electro priest.
An electro priest. He got downgrade. He's not a tech priest anymore. But he's still capable. Even maybe it seems more capable now
It's worked out.
with doors. As his interface very quickly reroutes power to this door. And it was actually password encoded. He did actually like have to roll pretty well to get through this. Revealing what looks to be some sort of medical / research hall. There are a number of terminals with their command throne set up going through data. There are thick cables trailing underneath the metal plating. This seems to be this area up top seems to be plated and floored in a way so that fluids would be able to transverse down and be drained away. Some of it has rotted or patched away. And these canisters here are very cloudy, but you can make out some sort of shape floating around in them. They're quite large too, about 3 or 4 meters high and 2 or 3 meters wide. I know that's a scale, but get over it.
Said there was a terminal of some sort where I might be able to read what the purpose.
There's a lot of terminals in here.
Is there any bodies?
Yes, there are. Some bodies are in the thrones. Some of them are scattered about the room, and you also notice some strange-looking splashes up over here of a dark, almost putrid green-looking fluid.
What kind of room is this?
Hard to say.
Okay, well,
Nothing that
First
I
of
would
all-
see as per normal of a spaceship, at the very least.
Ships are big. I mean, who knows? Like this.
Just no idea what the purpose of the room is at the very
Yeah,
least. Other than
like it's like oh shit.
kind of
weird.
development for. Yeah.
It's some sort of biological research. It looks like
Where'd you say the terminal was? Is it by the thrones? Or...
there are terminals everywhere. There are terminals in front of the thrones. There are terminals up over here. There's a terminal here. There's terminals over here. It's terminals on terminals.
I'm assuming all of this like stuff that I'm standing on is basically like more of the same kind of growth as outside.
Tumori.
Tumor growth. Okay,
You do notice as you enter, though, the 2 cherubim that are holding glow globes illuminating the doorway are still operational. They look a little worse for wear, and their movements are jerky, but they do still sort of look at you guys with these sunken robotic eyes as the flesh is very slowly, due to the embalming, but still living, rotting away.
Can I get one to follow me?
They are built into the doorway.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna go ahead and any of the bodies in the room, kind of give them a once over for any kind of weaponry or ammunition or anything usable like that.
Okay. You look at the bodies. It doesn't look like any of them were armed. Some of them look to be in medical gear, almost scrubs and equipment like that. Some of them seem to be in hazmat suits. And then some of them look to be just normal ship savants, which are the people that are basically plugged into the ship to process information and data. Those are the ones that are still seated at the thrones.
So, following that, I will then go and look at the things in the tubes and try and figure out what the fuck those are.
Okay. It's very cloudy. It's almost
That's what I'm
impossible.
looking at too.
Okay, as you guys go over there and you walk up to the grill, both of you guys give me a sight-based awareness check. -20.
But if I use my
I can't run that.
auspex and try to like scan,
No,
like
it's
put,
just- Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, so minus 20 to
And that I'm
awareness.
heading over to this terminal to see if it's functional, see if I can access it.
Okay.
I
Wow.
fail.
I mean, you fail. You rolled an 8.
Yeah, I got minus 20 to my 19 target.
Okay, yeah. You guys,
That sucks.
this isn't for the stuff in the cans. This is for something else. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You guys gingerly sort of step around the dark green puddles. I'm not sure of what the fluid is. As you guys go up to the canisters, the solution inside is cloudy. It could easily fit up to 2 people in here. And as you're sort of putting your face up to the glass and like peeking through and trying to like shine a light through to get it, you see some sort of almost humanoidic shape. But not quite. You could bust one of the canisters open.
No
if you
movement,
wanted
though,
to.
right?
Well, of course, that's literally what I'm about to do next.
Well, let me take a step back or 3 if you're gonna. I'm also like curious about the sludge to the side. I want to like. I got a metal staff. What if I put my tip of my metal staff over there? Is that gonna like corrode away or anything? Is it?
You poke it. It
Yeah.
seems dried. It's almost like a dried fungus, like the kind you get on trees sometimes, where it's very brittle. It seems to have that sort of consistency, but it's splashed out like it was a blood spray.
From underneath or from up top?
From above, from your guys' level.
No, it's not like dripping down from the ceiling or anything.
No,
is it?
no.
Okay.
Look
Um,
up. No!
Right?
Phalos. So you go to this terminal and you see that it's attached to a small power cell. The power cell is inoperative. Would you like to repair the power cell, or would you try to replace it or recharge it?
See if I can repair it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a tech use roll minus 10.
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
While he's doing that, there's going to be another sound as yet another bullet gets shot into one of these containers.
Okay.
I'm gonna just stand back and be like, "Right, look out!" And it's kind of fucking.
Lothos, what are you doing as you watch the fleshy esophagus?
Just listening about at the moment, hoping, nothing is going to charge at us while they're fucking making so much noise.
Give me an awareness check.
Oh, man.
Minus 10.
Minus 10, what's my base? Awareness. Awareness is a fucking 29 minus 10, 19, boys. That's a 50. Nah.
Okay. You're peering through the darkness. You're keeping a hard eye on that tunnel. But you guys, you don't see anything.
Doesn't matter. Photo visor doesn't help right now. I rolled a 50.
Yeah, you'd still be kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Okay. Phalos, you take apart the casing of the power cell in it and see that it is actually leaking. It's probably leaking what would equate to lethal amounts of radiation to a normal human. You, however, are a tech priest. You don't give a fuck. At least for this level of radiation, you're fine against. You see that a quick patch job of the power shielding is needed. Do you have any sort of tools or like mechadendrites that would help with this?
I have a combi tool and 9 spare parts defined as chip, wires, and scrap metal and things.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you'd be able to patch it using, let's say, 3 of those parts.
3 of them have been consumed.
So you lay over some gold foiling in order to make a conductive patch, and then some other foiling and wiring to hold it in place and make sure that it doesn't leak. It's not going to work forever, but it should work for an hour or two. Plenty of time for you to interface with the machine. And now I need a roll with you interfacing with the machine, plus 20.
Just as I patch it, why are we shooting things? I am literally about to try and find what is inside.
Oh, right, that's what you're doing? I thought you was talking to the robot again.
Jesus, I needed that bonus.
Yeah, wow. I was like, man, I should just let him do it flat. He'll get it, but that's why I'm here for you guys. No. So you quickly interface with the computer and get the data downloading. It seems to be that this was a temporary medical research station. Designation, yes, it was one of several set up along the ship due to an increase in mutations among shipborne generations. And Phalos, as you're downloading this, Barbosa, you're shooting the thing, and what splays out in this milk, and it reeks. Like, it is absolutely putrid. Because it has been suspended in here, but it's been suspended for too long. Kind of like wine ages fine over time, but if it's like 9,000 years old, it's going to taste like shit.
I got my hand cannon trait on it, whatever it is.
This body, as you look at it, it does have these little... It looks to be maybe about this... Maybe discernible to be a 13 or 14-year-old male. It has these small, almost infantile appendages growing out of the shoulder blades. You see that there's also just very obvious physical changes to the pelvis and chest area. It seems that the rib cage has been melding together into more of a shell. It's stretched the skin extremely tight. So a lot of mutations on this individual. Phalos, as you continue to scroll through the data, you see that the data... give me actually a logic test. -20.
Oh. Alright.
Okay. Yeah, you're going through it, and it seems that in the shipborne generations of the ship, the past 3 generations have been extremely susceptible to birth mutations, to the point where they're having to terminate at birth. So they've set up research stations along the ship in order to study and try and combat this somehow, or find the source rather. So that when they arrive at their destination, the gene pool is not too corrupt in order to not be able to contribute to the crusade.
Does it have any either like statuses of the other rooms, or the status of this room, like this is what's in here and whether or not it's dead or not? And what I'm hoping for but not expecting, because this seems pretty specific to this room, is a map.
You're not going to be able to find a map on this terminal. It will have information related to the capsules, and it will have the names, ages, and a sort of short list of mutations discerned before vivisection. And all these patients are pre-vivisection. So they're probably monitoring vitals and these things for a while until the power went out and they died.
So I'm assuming that this thing looks like a kind of prototype version of the thing that I saw shambling around.
A little bit, but not completely. There also seems to be growths along the sides, but you're unsure. It kind of looks similar, it kind of doesn't. The one you saw was ragged looking, and it looked like it was a body that someone had, put on strings and was jerking around. Like, this looks more put together.
Are we still within communication range of the Inquisitor ship?
You can give it a shot.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
-20.
Cool. I'm rolling a what now?
Tech use. Whew.
Woo!
All right, yeah. You can tune into the Inquisitor ship. It's going to be choppy with a little bit of static, but you manage it.
And
Lothos.
this is just communication. I can't transmit the data I've got itself, right?
No, this is
Yeah.
purely a radio.
That's all. I'm just giving him an update on what we found.
How fucked am I?
Give me another awareness check.
Oh, great. Now, does the photovisor get rid of that negative?
This one is going to be flat, not because of the photovisor, because
Okay.
it's closer.
It's close.
Would my arm be buzzing? Would I get any chance? Like,
Not from in that room. The bulkheads are going to be too thick, and there's a lot of electromagnetic interference in here as well, with the exposed wiring and stuff like that, and the lambent radiation from the broken power cell as well. But all of your guys' mechanics are going a little fuzzy in here.
That's 87, boss.
Nah.
Yeah, you kind of look around, you hear the glass shattering. Seems fine.
Seems fine, guys. Seems perfectly fine.
What am I standing next to up here?
These crates, they seem to be medical crates.
Can I pop one open?
You fumble around for the seals, pop it open. Surprisingly, the insides look fairly pristine, and there is quite a bit of medical supplies in here. Gauze, first aid kits, quick clot, stuff like that. Some of it is machinery and things that probably serve some sort of higher purpose that a Chirurgeon or Magos Biologist would know. But there is common stuff as well. That this is probably a med bay before it was
Right.
turned into a research center. So this might have been all the stuff they packed up and shunted off to the side.
I'm gonna kind of scoop up what I can. The basic stuff that I would be able to use
Yeah.
or try and put to use.
Yeah, you find one medical kit.
Okay.
I'm sure there's an actual thing in the rulebook that's a medical kit or something like that.
I saw one recently. I'll look it up.
Yeah, so you can you do manage to scrounge enough to pretty much throw one of those together.
Sweet.
Once I've downloaded the data I can to my data slate and have informed the Inquisitor, I'm ready to leave the room. I'm just getting my shit together and waiting for everyone else.
Are you sharing the information that you have?
Oh
found?
yes. This the genes of this ship was deteriorating more and more rapidly. Mutations were becoming rampant, and they set up research stations like this one throughout the ship to try and salvage what they could, so they could be ready for crusade.
would I be on the same channel, or would this be a one-way communication only he's able to get through?
Yeah, you guys
That's
be on.
me
You guys are
sharing
on the
it
same
with you
microbit
after
channel.
the message.
I'd be like, right, yeah, it kind of looks like one of these squiggly blokes I saw fucking walking around. But not really, but kinda.
I don't know about the squiggly bloke, but
Yeah,
that
the
was
arms
Jeffrey
coming up
Thomas.
out-
He was
yeah.
13 before they cut him up.
Yeah, but the other one, he was like ragged looking, had like arm, shoulder things coming out of his fucking, kind of like this bloke, but a little different. But yeah.
Well, it would seem likely that if there are survivors, they are heavily mutated.
Honestly, that bloke didn't look like much of a survivor. It looked like he's already dead and just kind of walking around.
Well, we will see what we shall find. There will be more rooms like this if we look for them. Unfortunately, they did not keep schematic of ship to help us guide the way, but we will look for one.
Or any fucking guns.
This is where they do
We
the
have
other
like
thing.
8.
This
Oh,
is this is where they fix the people you plug.
This is where they do the other thing.
Nah, hey, you can't fix people up, plug.
This is where you unplug.
Nah, you can't unplug. Once I plug it, you're plugged. No, there ain't no going back from that.
I don't know. I've seen tech priests do some weird things.
Oh, hey, you tech priests, you ain't unplugging people, are you?
It is less unplugging and more deplug? I don't. We replace parts.
You can make Frankenstein people. They just can't be sentient.
Well, that ain't really unplugging. That's just like, you know, that's just recycling.
Technically,
yes,
they're
that
alive.
That is more reprogramming.
Legally, they can't do it.
Legally.
Doesn't mean they won't do it on the side for cash.
A little side hustle.
Tech priest.
Let me tell you a story about Mars. During the 13th Black Crusade, when Abaddon and the Despoiler's fleet assaulted Terra, they tried to fuck with Mars. Mars turned the entire planet of Mars as a weapon. That they don't know how it works, but they know enough to tell Abaddon to the Despoiler to fuck off. And he did. And he completely ignored Mars during the 13th Black Crusade for the most part.
You fuck with us, we'll figure out how to fuck you up with this giant gun.
We have a Death Star. It's basically that's basically what it is. It's a Death Star. Mars is a Death Star.
I can't
said it, it's
explain all
canon.
the science, but I know the button that makes it go boom.
Exactly.
The fun thing about Mars is there's a dragon on Mars.
Listen,
We don't need to talk about
we
the
don't
dragon.
talk about the dragon, okay?
I've been delving into Necron lore. It's bullshit. I'm
Stop.
gonna be honest.
You gotta stop.
But
Doesn't make
dragons.
No, it's no fucking dragons.
Well, unless you would like to open other disgusting sludge canisters containing children's, maybe we should be leaving.
Right, yeah, that fucking. But hey, man.
One's enough for me.
Look, the only other place to go is down the fucking esophagus, right? I ain't trying to go down the esophagus.
I'm
I was
gonna-
hoping that.
There
I'm
is
gonna
more
be honest.
hallway.
I'm getting an uneasy feeling. Well, we got to clear the esophagus first.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
if we-
can't-
Why do you keep
esophagus.
calling it an esophagus?
Look
Yeah.
at it.
You ain't never stuck a gun down someone's throat? It looks just like it, mate.
Before we go on, Phalus, you wanted to contact the Inquisitor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you open a communication, contact channel. After a moment, you hear his voice. Lights, update.
I thought that's what we were doing before when I was talking about.
Yes. In Inquisitor Balthasar, we have breached further into ship and found both ruined chapel and research station. It would seem that several generations were susceptible to mutation, and they set up impromptu research sites to try and correct problem. But ship has been without power for quite some time. I imagine mutations went unchecked.
There's also fleshy mold tumors that are growing everywhere that bleed. When you
There
shoot
are
them.
fleshy tumors on the floor.
Understood, acolytes. Any sign of the crew?
Dead ones.
There have been several corpses, yes.
Large amount of casualties undisturbed.
Oh, and then we saw a bloke with fucking arms coming out of his shoulder blades, looking like a fucking zombie scattering around. That's about it.
If you say that, he's gonna
What-
get quiet.
What's this zombie that you speak of?
Can you describe it in more detail?
Right, how to put it? Say you imagine you had a dude, it was a corpse, right? But then he had some fucking spider arms coming up out of his shoulders, and then, but you ever see one of them puppet shows where they get the fucking bones and they tie the strings to them? You know, you get like the cat or whatever, and you dance it around for the kitties, kind of like that. But like, imagine if that was a person and walking around smelling, looking like a corpse.
Also, they're extremely fast. Like,
Oh yeah, and they skitter real quick.
There's silence on the other side of the line.
Oh, I think it's a witch.
We're about to find out how fucked we are, boys.
Understood, acolytes. Continue investigation.
Right, yeah. By the way, them little kids that we found in the tubes, they kind of look like them, so I'm thinking maybe if you let them grow full grown, they turn into the squigglies. Yeah, that's more thinking, you know. Why ain't the brains of this operation?
No, you are not.
Right.
He is quiet. Good luck, acolytes. May the Emperor be with you.
Well, I get the feeling you know something you ain't telling us.
He's going to close the channel.
As he's sending like a multitude of melta bombs just towards the vessel at this point.
As they just broadside the ship. Do we have any more cyclonic torpedoes from the Exterminators? Yeah, all of them.
we'll only have
I'll
one.
get other acolytes.
Only
it's
have
no big
one
deal.
left. We're gonna have to make it work.
Alright, yeah, so there is the fleshy tunnel, and there's a hallway.
Fleshy tunnel.
Personally, I am voting hallway.
Right, yeah, let's alright, yeah. Why don't we send the dog down the fleshy tunnel and we take the hallway, yeah? And he can go and make one of them little Rufus could be making a roughy noise if there's anything that needs more attention.
Hey, does he bark?
Of course he dogs, he's a dog.
The fuck is that green goop?
I've
Why
not
would he
heard
need
it.
to be barking? He can just tell me directly. Barking seems superfluous.
Oh, but-
that way we all know.
How do we
immediately.
know? Yeah, what if you dead? We need to bark. Make him
He's
bark.
telling me something
Hey,
important,
doggy,
right?
bark, yeah? I gave you a treat.
Hey, if all of you are done
Fro-
fucking
the-
around with the dog.
The Cyber Mastiff, which has chainsaws for teeth, opens its mouth, and from the vocal resonator, you just hear, woof.
Oh, see? Rufus barks. He's a good dog.
Gotta give him a treat now.
Right, hey, eat that body over there, yeah?
If you can all stop fucking around with the robot dog. It looks like we got more of the flesh up ahead, as well as some goop.
This
Flesh and
place
goop.
has been nothing but goop.
I don't like this fleshy business, yeah? I was like, this is unnerving, it is. Well, it's one thing to have mushroom fucking mutants, but this is, I ain't never seen no fucking shit mutate before. It's fucking unnerving.
Well, yeah. Ships aren't supposed to bleed.
Do you
Right, that's what I'm
guys have Forbidden Lore Warp?
I ain't got forbidden or shite.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me that. Plus 10.
Where'd you go? Oh,
Oh,
all the times.
you have no idea what's going on. You don't know if it's warp
because fuck it.
related or some sort of fungus.
We try it again.
Okay.
I should have rolled my dice.
It must
but-
be nice having fucking fate points to just spend willy-nilly. I got 2 now.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Three.
I went from 4
That's
to
another
2.
horrible one.
Oh well. Yeah.
No dice.
Nothing you can recall in your studies.
Barbosa has become half effective. Wow, it seems like you lost a lot with that arm.
Right, with the arm.
That's where all my knowledge was.
That arm had all of my brains inside of it, and now it's gone.
Right.
I moved them
It
there
is
so they
making
wouldn't
so
think to
much
hit it.
sense.
That's a thing you can do as a tech priest.
Yeah, you can.
What, move
Yeah.
your brain to different parts of your
You
body?
can move your
You can hide
vital
your-
organs
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or like
so-
just put them all in like an encased adamantium like shell.
Yeah, you
If
can
you
have
want
your
to.
brain in like a barrel, basically. It's like an armored barrel that like, and then like so they shoot you in the head, nothing happens.
Whatever you want, really.
That's cool.
It's really whatever you want to do at this point.
Tech priest is just bullshit, honestly. Just if they can do it, they do it.
Mhm.
Illegal or not illegal. It's just a matter if they tell you if it's illegal or not.
Barbosa, you see anything? Anything on that
Wait,
piece of yours? Anything skidding around?
Where did Barbosa go?
Oh yeah, I forgot to move. I was
He's still up in the room playing with it.
the
He's
Mangle
still-
Gene Ghoul thing
He's
is
still
blocking.
poking the corpse with a stick.
He's just
Roll.
like
Actually, where is my token? I can't see my token.
I moved it down with everyone else.
Oh, okay. There it goes. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look at my arm again, do another awareness test.
Hey,
Okay.
Modius, since you have the other, aspect thing, you wanna just keep it pointing behind us just in case?
Sure. I don't have as much awareness in this ship than I used to, though.
Okay.
So I actually succeed a test. Yay!
You look around, you don't sense any sort of biological hazards. You don't sense any movement in the tunnels around you. Seems clear.
I'm gonna go ahead and do another tech use roll, see if there's anything. I see if I can still figure this. Kind of like be like, all right, and then trying to like whack this thing against my head and
Mhm.
see if I can get it to do something. Technical knock, failure.
No. You whack it on your head. Nothing.
Fucking thing. They told me it was gonna be able to let me see things you can't normally be seeing, right? Actually, my monocle. Does my monocle show anything? I forgot about my monocle. Has my monocle come into anything yet, or do I just have like clear vision?
Do you have it on?
I always have it on.
Okay.
Barbosa just has a monocle now.
No, I haven't seen anything from it yet.
Okay. I just got really clear
It does
vision.
do stuff, but not yet.
Right.
So down this hall, you see more of this biological growth, a larger splatter of this putrid green ichor. This seeming to have these looking different than the rest of mold you've come across so far. This is these small mushrooms with these sort of elongated points, but they look fairly normalish, actually.
That actually reminds me to clarify: were the crates the source of the food smell?
No, you are still following the scent.
Oh. Is it down the esophagus?
It's not down the esophagus.
That is where food goes.
That's why.
That's fair. What
That
if
was
you guys
gonna
are on
be
the
it.
other
That's why I
end
was like, for a
of
good laugh,
the
yeah.
Sarcophagus. Esophagus, not sarcophagus.
Wait. Don't change it up now.
Why can't it be both?
Why not both? Right,
Yeah,
so there
well,
Que no
are
los dos.
some mushroomy puddles here. At this point, the ground is very moist. You guys are in about ankle deep fluid.
Fluid. Ugh.
It's a mix of oil from leaks and biological matter and water. It's not caustic, but you probably wouldn't want to drink it.
Okay.
Don't lick it.
The biological parts are up out of this, and they seem unaffected by the moisture.
Well, of
This
course.
also isn't just on the floor, it climbs up onto the walls and ceiling as well.
Yay.
Uh,
Now, is that smell pointing towards any one of these doors in particular?
This one.
The scent Hind has picked up is from furthest door.
Right, well, we ain't going past the other doors without fucking seeing what's going on there first, yeah.
Yeah.
What's this deal? What
Fucking
is
clean
this,
it room by room, mates. Room by fucking room.
That seems to be some sort of security interface or floor interface module. Or station, I should say.
Well then, avoiding green goo. I'm going to. Is it possible? It takes up a lot of the hallway. Am I going to be
Yeah, you
Around
could
it.
you could skirt around it.
excellent? I
You
would
wanna,
like to.
Are these doors locked? Do we need you to open these first? Or do you
Well,
want to do
that
your
is-
thing and then we go?
This
Right,
station
mate, don't-
possibly has controls of doors. That is hope.
Right, mate, but like, you don't want to ever walk past the door without knowing what's behind the door, because what's behind the door might fucking plug you.
Door was closed.
I don't know if you're aware of this, mate, but doors actually open.
But it did not. I'm trying to open door.
Well, I'm going to pick a door, and I'm going to point guns at it, and...
I'm just going to keep an eye on our rear at this point, because there's that fucking esophagus back there, just being menacing.
I got one gun pointed at one door and one gun pointed at the other door. And then
Hey,
I'm looking at the
Phalos.
third door.
You know what we've been forgetting? That you're in a
That
pissy
roll.
mood.
I
Yeah.
am in the pissy mood.
Alright,
It is
we'll
not
have to
helping
remember
that
that.
people are pointing guns at things unnecessarily, constantly.
So yeah, I need you to do a tech use roll to reroute power to this station.
Well,
So you
first
have to
I
do a
do
willpower
one of
minus
these
10.
guys. Oh, it's minus 10 on the willpower itself. That is not good. Alright, so it is minus 10 on the tech use roll.
You're just too frustrated. You're trying to interface with the module and you're trying to recant your sacred prayers and litanies and everything like that. And it's maybe it's the atmosphere, maybe it's where you are, maybe it's just bad, but you just can't figure it out right now. It's just too much.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I'm going to use Faith Point
Okay.
because I have decent chance at tech roll. Let us do this again. It is better.
Okay. So, even with the issues you are and the stress you are under, you do manage to reroute the power successfully enough to get a short span. This does have a map of the ship. It lays out that the room to the north is equestrian storage. The one next to it is tech chapel. And down here is storage.
I'm gonna download that map.
Okay. This is the
Equestrian,
end, so
as in
you would
horses?
have to. Yes,
The fuck?
you would have to go back. So this is where this portion of the ship ends. Perhaps the route that is blocked up and caved in, that the tunnel now is, would have led into another part of the ship. That whole way has sort of collapsed and shrunken into a hole that was able to be covered.
And does this station
The rest of the
open
ship, no.
doors?
Oh, open the doors. It will open equestrian storage.
Well, then
It
that
will
indicate-
have. It will indicate that there is no power to this door, and that this door is overridden your security clearance.
disapprove of this. I have all the security clearance. Can I change my security clearance?
Give me a tech use roll minus 30.
Alright, well, hold on. Let me make one of these guys. Alright, minus 40 it is.
Would like a combi tool or multi-key help with this at all?
No. So he's trying to essentially hack his security clearance within the.
Hey, you got that
No,
badge
it's
that
fair.
we swiped off the guy.
I do have badge.
Maybe you could use that to like reroute.
Do you want to inspect the terminal
Sure.
and see if
yes.
Give me a scrutiny check plus 20. So willpower.
I need like a quick fire minus 10. You know?
Yeah.
Just grumbling because Barbosa, even when he has good ideas, it's just Barbosa telling me things about the badges. I'm sorry, it was even worse. It's 3 degrees of failure. I forgot to take minus 10.
I feel like
Okay.
Phalos just wishes for Barbosa to be a servitor, honestly.
Oh, it would be so nice.
Yeah, you can't, like, you're just frustrated, and everything's, even this terminal is moldy and slimy and sticky, and there's biomass everywhere, and it's just fucking gross here. And you can't find an import slot, but go ahead and do the tech use one to just override your credentials.
No.
Yeah, no.
Well, I can open this door. It is equestrian storage, apparently.
Well, what's equestrian?
I mean, I know that, but do I know what equestrian? Do I know about horses? I mean,
Yeah, horses.
Okay. It is horses. They keep their mounts in there, or they did. I cannot imagine they are.
Right, what's a fucking horse?
Well, let's open door. I will show you.
I'm sure there's no horses.
Oh
in
man,
there.
it's gonna be like the Thing scene with all the dogs merging together, just like.
And I'm gonna hit the button and open the door.
I point guns at door as soon as it starts to move.
It's quiet. It smells musty. It's a lot drier in here. The bulkhead seems to have preserved a lot of the pressure. There's actually a whoosh as the pressure reaches a balance when you open the door. It smells like rot, but dry rot, and hay and blood.
So there's fucking horses? Why do they have horses on this? I don't understand.
Some Imperial Guard regiments are actually like cavalry.
Why?
Because
They
they
did-
fucking want to.
They did have like 4, like,
Yeah.
things.
This is
there.
why they die.
Yeah, they do that and they'll have like power lances and shit like
Also,
that.
like, don't the Krieg like guardsmen have like special gas masks for their horses as well and everything?
Yeah,
Awesome.
they're total World War One, like all the way. They actually never take off their gas masks ever.
Let me give it a couple of raps with my staff.
Oh, as you look in, these do
Yeah.
look to be these almost fabricated stables that have been set up in here. And you see that the horses are dead. The bones neatly piled up and sorted. You see that some chains have been in here, and there's some hooks with still scraps of now long dried up and sort of glistening with the dried blood on the meat and the hooks. But it does look like these animals were butchered.
For food, presumably.
Maybe.
Okay. Anything else of note before I leave?
Nope.
There's not much in here. Bunch of bones. Used to be horses.
Phalos,
Yes.
as Lothos is gonna kind of rummage through his bag while keeping an eye on like just the rear at the moment. I did bring this just in case we ran into any door problems, as I'm pretty much holding up a giant tube. It's supposed. It's from what I was told by the quartermaster, though he was not very enthusiastic about it, is it's good at melting locks and shit.
The fuck do you have?
I have melt-a-gel.
God damn it, Spaz.
Well, this will definitely open the
It
door.
fucking cost me everything.
That'd do it.
Well, let me see if door will open, and if we must, that will open it. But let us see if otherwise.
You have 5 meters of gel, I should let you know.
5 meters. That's 15 fucking
That's
feet,
crazy.
Spaz.
It's pretty much you build a line and it just melts shit on.
Be clear, 5 meters of line, not in spreading surface.
No, not in just fucking.
You could just you could dab it out like icing on a cake.
Yeah.
Just do like little dots of melt.
Now, here's the thing I should let you know, Phalos. Be careful with it, because it only works on metal. Though luckily, your hands aren't metal.
It does take electric charge, which I am full of, so that is safe. Let's see if I can open this here.
This
Tech
one's gonna
restore.
be a tech use check -40 to override this system shutdown or security.
Both of them are going to be -40 there?
Yes.
You got
Actually,
a lockpick thing.
I do.
yeah.
Still cracky.
Okay.
And what were you saying about the actually is there? a
Yeah,
difference for the
security would let you use the
multi-key?
multi-key.
Still -40 then?
Yes.
Okay, well the tech use.
Well,
is
on
better.
top of whatever other bonuses you know.
It's still better to do a tech use.
Okay.
-40.
Can't get power to it.
Do you want to use a fate point?
The
Actually-
the security override is just too high.
I do kind of use a big point. Now, if it's a security issue or a power issue? 'Cause
It's
I
a
can't
secure.
power
It's a
devices.
security issue.
Okay.
If you'd done tech use, you would essentially overloaded the cell and forced the doors open.
Electrocute it. Take a key out of the Barbosa book and just start shooting things with electricity.
Let's
You can try again with security if you want.
Alright. Let's do that.
I do have this grenade here too, just in case.
That'll fail, but-
Fucking save the gel. Just fucking strap a grenade on.
Blow the motherfucker.
Let's save that gel.
This is.
Question: do our rings work like the Lord Inquisitor's ring? That
No.
with like the little plug-in thing? Okay, worth asking.
Standing at this door, very not happy. This is Tech Priest Chapel. There's something worth something here.
And the door is emblazoned with the skull of the Mechanicum.
Ah, fuck.
Right, mate, you can't even open the door to your own shit. Okay. Y'all should just let me shoot it.
That is not helpful.
It was last time.
Right.
That was fluke. This
Matt.
is
I thought so too, but I mean, he's
Here's,
really good with
here's
those
the
guns.
Yeah, here's the thing, Thalos. It's a fluke if it happens like once or twice. He's done it like 6 times already.
he has shot door once. It was
He
very
has shot-
old,
He
very
has
old
shot.
door.
He has shot doors once, yes, but he's like done these stupid ideas that's worked at least 6 times.
No, stupid if it works, mate.
I am not counting
Eh.
others. I am counting shooting doors.
I'm not counting.
Oh, well, get it open and we won't have to shoot it, will we?
Do you have a plasma cutter?
I have a last cutter as well.
That would work. It would take some time, but you could cut through it if you wanted to.
Let's save that.
Right,
gel.
theoretically, that's just shooting it.
That's
He's, yeah, no, he's not fucking wrong.
It's that, I mean, like,
I'm
it
gonna.
would seem door is locked for someone higher in rank than Electro Priest, but depending on how much time we want to spend standing outside door.
Well,
there
Where's
may
the
be
lock
something
mechanism on this door?
it's a
here's
bulkhead.
here's the.
Where
here's
is the mechanism that...
It's bulk. Just.
Okay, I'm gonna hand Phalos the cutter, and I'll take back my gel.
You want to cut through the door?
Trying to decide if I
Well,
should
we know he
come
wants
in
to.
here, because clearly I'm not supposed to go in here within the own ranks of my order.
Someone doesn't want you to go in here, but you're also an acolyte of the Inquisition. No one tells you what to do,
We're junior
Fair enough.
inquisitors.
except for God and the Omnissiah, and your master, and the Magos Mars,
And Rufus.
and tech priests, and arbiters.
Yeah, but in like the scale of the universe, that's a small list.
Yeah, it really is, honestly. You could tell anyone pretty much to fuck off. They don't know what you do.
Mhm.
All right, let's crack this bitch open.
Plus, you're still Inquisition.
Okay. Let me look up the las cutter.
I just have a bunch of fucking chopping fucking items for breaking into shit.
Awesome.
Don't worry, guys. If there's a door, we should be able to open it.
It literally says when a door, or more commonly a bulkhead, cannot be opened normally. A las cutter comes into play.
Perfect. It's exactly what it's meant for.
So you
How
can
long
cut
would that
through 10 centimeters of metal. You can either cut through or weld shut. 10 centimeters of metal a turn. Every 6 seconds or whatever, however long a turn is. So 10 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 300 centimeters. It's going to take you a while to cut through the door.
Right, what's the other door? What did it go to? I forget.
There is a
Storage.
storage room through other door. There is no power to it.
Why don't you blast that one open, Barboza?
It's just a power problem, right?
It's completely dead. It's completely shut off from the power mainframe.
Right, but that means it ain't locked, right?
Oh, it's locked.
Right. So, would shooting it should help?
You wanna
Shooting
shoot it?
would put hole in it.
Probably not.
Right, well, I'm thinking maybe I could shoot it and then get my hand in there and then pull it open, because it ain't locked down, then yeah.
Hey, Modeus, can I take a look at that thing?
What thing?
The Auspex.
If you like.
I'm gonna just start taking a look through the Auspex, see if I notice anything.
Okay, go ahead and give me an awareness check.
Auspex gives me 8 plus 20.
Yeah, I should
What are
probably.
you
get
what are you
awareness.
looking for?
I'm just looking for motion. We've already like seen signs of those things kind of just scuttling around, so I'm just trying to see if I notice any motion or anything like that.
Cool.
So I need a 49 or lower. And I botched one of my dice.
God damn it, Spaz.
But the main one is a 20, so
Okay.
21. Still make it, but yeah. 2 degrees of success.
So, you're looking at the Auspex. And at first, there's nothing. Cool, nothing. And then there's a blip. On the edges, just a ghost of a blip. And you think you imagine it for a second. And it's there again. And it seems to be coming from this direction.
I kind of just like I just kind of like elbow Modeus, and I kind of like point at like the fucking Auspex as like, here, just hold on, take this back real fast as I draw my sword.
Well, also I'm gonna stow that away and pull out the hand cannon.
As
Could I have
Lothos,
been there to read that too, or no? Or at least
Sure.
so I'm assuming the plasma cutter is about as loud as a regular plasma cutter, if not louder. So yeah,
What?
I'm just trying to think like if they're cutting right now, like
It's probably not like super loud, because it's just heat being applied. Plasma is superheated matter thrown along a magnetic rail. So it's virtually silent except for the vacuum it creates as it ignites like oxygen around it. So yeah, it probably sounds like, I would imagine it sounds like a faucet turned on all the way. Yeah, like not too bad, but
Like a blowtorch.
so I'm just going to make a. Actually, no, we have the microbleeds. We might potentially have company.
I'm gonna turn my attention away from the door. Be like, right, finally, something to fucking do. All this
While I'm
fucking
doing
talking
this-
to doors and fucking. Finally, all right, where's it coming from? I'm gonna look at my hand.
Something to plug.
How would
Well, I'm
you
gonna go ahead.
compare the size of this bulkhead to the entrance to the esophagus, size-wise?
similar.
Could I don't know what I can do with all my fancy electronics, could I superimpose an image of the opening of this esophagus onto the door and cut the same shape? To try and
So as
make
to
a puzzle
plug up
piece
the-
I can fit in the esophagus.
Oh,
So what
Not
you're
a
saying
bad
is you pretty much want to take a picture of the
if you
esophagus.
like, you wouldn't even have to do that. You could just cut like a big square if you wanted to out of this bulkhead, and like it'd be heavy as shit. But I think between all of you, you'd probably be able to get it over
I was
there.
just thinking, after I finish cutting this thing, I can weld this thing.
Yeah, if you want to just cut a square out instead of cutting it down the lock in the middle, if you just want to cut like a door out, sure,
It's gonna
Yeah.
take a long time.
it's gonna take a little longer.
I will run the idea by everybody. I don't know how much time we want to spend here, especially now that there's stuff coming.
How about get through the door and see what's inside
See what's
the
behind it.
room? Yeah.
All right, they will start with the opening door, then we make decisions.
my guess is there's not another door in there, and we're running out of doors.
Man, there's just an airlock in there, and there's another fucking door.
It's just the void.
Fucking just Phalos gets sucked out.
He'd be fine.
He would be fine. We would be fucked.
You know,
Barbarossa
Space Marines
would
can
survive.
survive a vacuum.
Honestly,
Most
I hope it's
Most
full.
things in Warhammer can survive
Well,
a
they
vacuum,
secrete a mucus that envelops them like a shell that allows them to enter a stasis. Fun fact of the day.
Also, Space Marines use cherubs the same way Barbossa used them.
Yay! You see, Barbossa's meant to be a space marine. That's his true calling.
We'll talk about it.
Now there's an idea. If I can cut through wall and just get to exterior of ship with mag boots, we could just walk to engine on outside of ship.
That would be extremely dangerous and take an extremely long time.
Plus, I don't think our void suits have that much oxygen.
The sun is emitting massive amounts of radiation. It does that in space.
We don't want a spacewalk.
You hypothetically could do that, but you would need more oxygen, and you probably would want to try and find something to protect you from the radiation.
You do it on the far side of ship.
You also have to
Easy
remember
peasy.
that
Dark side.
the outside of a ship in Warhammer 40k looks like this.
That's
It
So-
will not be smooth path. It will be
That's-
hiking.
that's gonna fucking take forever.
Like,
Does it have its
Yeah.
own gravity?
some of them do, eventually.
This one probably does, I'm guessing.
It probably in some places would, if the grav plates are flickering or exposed out, it probably would have a latent gravitational field.
Now, if you're feeling lucky, Tech Priest, you could just do, a jump and see if you can just.
That's
magnet yourself.
that's how Space Hulks kind of happen, because the gravity just pulls in more shit. And they
Like a
just
fat
become
man and babies.
like Katamari
Now I'm-
Damashi.
For now, I'm
Fun
cut
fact,
to
if
the
you
door,
took a
but-
fat man and you put him in outer space and then you put a baby near him and there was no other significant body, the baby would orbit the fat man.
Fun fact of the day.
A lot of fun
Being,
facts.
for
today.
now, we will not spacewalk, but I am finding if there's any way to get a jetpack for me to do space jumps along outside of ships, it's happening. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I'm cutting through a door. Deal with what you're dealing with, gang.
Okay.
I did a awareness check with my fancy arm too.
Barbosa with the arm, so you were going for visual.
Hearing, well, actually it was probably more of a hearing thing.
Okay.
Hearing / smell.
Yeah, so with the built-in microphone to the Auspex that's in the palm that you hold out, you detect a faint sound of, it sounds like multiple people softly sobbing.
Can I detect where this is coming from?
Not behind the chapel door. There's only a couple places we haven't been.
If you're like, I didn't see anything. If
Oh, the flesh tunnel.
you, motherfucker. I was hoping it was storage.
I think you might be on the GM layer when you're pinging, so we can't.
Yeah,
see what
I'm on the
comes up.
dynamic lighting layer, which is a new thing.
Ah. Well, while he does that, I'm gonna go come check out this.
Oh fuck! No.
I'll be
How
like,
big is the
"Right,
opening in here?"
The opening is big enough that you would have to crouch. You have to like stoop down a little bit, especially you since you're very tall and lanky.
Yeah.
But you could fit through there. It looks like after you get into the opening, it sort of widens out, and you can feel the heat coming out of this tunnel. It's very hot and humid, and it just smells very like. It smells bad.
Okay, rebreather's gonna stay on.
By the way, just so you all know, there's some fucking people crying down that fucking fleshy tunnel shit.
Okay, you gonna
Do
stay
they
up there? Or
sound
you gonna
like
come listen?
people, or does it sound just like sobbing, which could be anything?
I mean, I've never heard another creature other than a human sob. So I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like sobbing. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, it sounds like a humanoid sobbing.
Motherfucker. I'll be like, right, and then when the blip, where was the blip coming from before?
Down that tunnel as well, or at least in that direction that the tunnel seems to lead to.
Around that one, at the edge of it.
Right, fucking right. Alright, fucking hell. So, while he's cutting into this thing, who wants to go take a look down the fucking tunnel and see if there's any fucking survivors?
I'm gonna go check the tunnel.
I'm already in here.
Modis is already just like climbing on into the tunnel.
So I guess we will leave the tech priest to his laser cutter, and then the
Skinny-
rest
Yeah,
of us
I
are
don't
gonna...
plan on just like moving on forward, but I at least want to see if I can see anything in here.
Send the fucking dog, yeah?
Yeah, is it dark?
It is pitch black in here. There's no lighting.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I can see in the dark because I've got photo visors, yeah.
Yeah.
Still don't have any.
Honestly, with with fucking like night vision, it probably does not look good.
It's very
It
fleshy.
looks like we crawled up something's fucking anus.
That's one way to
I
describe
should just
it.
presume I went and got another set of photo visors. What are they like?
Well, I didn't give him
How
back.
how much geld do you have?
I got like
He's a rich as
180.
fuck.
Yeah, go ahead and take off like 35 geld.
All right.
Because I did say you guys could like commando yourselves out
Yeah.
for this. So yeah. There is a shin deep, or it hovers at a shin height. There's a fog and a mist here, sheerly from the humidity and the heat. Those of you who can sweat instantly begin sweating profusely. And the sobbing is now audible through normal senses. It's soft and gentle and tortured.
See if I can send the Cyber Mastiff out to help them. See if he can track the sobbing and just lead them to it.
Man, the tech priest is all by himself.
Totally fine. No problem.
How much longer until you're done there?
Like
You're
at
about
least-
halfway done.
At least 1 minute, maybe like 10 minutes. It could be all day. We'll find out.
It could be all day.
Is it sobbing enough for me to want to
That's up
not
to you.
wait and make it up?
That's up to you.
Was the Mastiff able to try and track it or no? Okay, it does.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
able
yeah.
to lead the way if you'd want.
Yeah, as I said, we can hear it too. So
Yeah, go ahead and you're in control of it.
okay.
Cool beans. I didn't know if it was just obvious to follow or if it needed to be a thing. But it can.
If I can hear it, I'm sure that thing can.
As your party, your warband departs you, Phalos, give me an awareness check based on hearing -20.
Oh no.
Oh,
This is where we find out Phalos doesn't have ears.
basically not.
Man, you really don't
Okay.
have ears.
As you focus in on the door you're welding, and you're gonna get some corruption for this too, by the way. As you're cutting through this door to a tech chapel, you don't hear the whispered mutterings from around the corner from where you guys came. The two sort of hulking shapes stooped low and peeking around the corner as they watch and disappear back. You just keep on cutting.
Everything's fine. It's totally right out there.
All right. Now, in the tunnel, lead on. Whoever would like to lead on. And I do want you guys to move square by square in here.
Man, there's gonna be some like trap card bullshit. In
All
here.
right. Okay, Cyber Mastiff. Cyber Mastiff. Give me a dodge check. -10.
Otis, why are you in front of me?
Okay. Does the dog have any resistance to acid?
Oh.
It's metal, so that's probably.
We're in an anus.
Okay.
It
It
is
takes
harder to hit.
It
It
takes
does have
one. It takes 1 point of acid damage as one of its metallic paws punches through the fleshy overcoating of this tunnel and into some sort of viscous pocket or abscess. The thick, yellow pussy goo smoking and causing pocketing along its armored legs. You quickly run over and counteract the acid, sparing most of the damage.
Now, does acid? I don't know how that affects with soak and everything, or is it just?
Just take a wound.
It just takes it. Okay, it's got plenty of whatever. I will through the microbeat be like, hey, what the hell is going on? This is.
What,
if
mate?
if
We're
it can
walking
burn
into
the
a...
hound, it can melt your bones. So do not be doing what it was doing.
Right, we'll keep sending it forward and we'll be alright there.
Hey, Barbosa, can you start checking for pockets with your
I was
little
just gonna
thing?
say I was gonna have the hound try to
Go for
move
it.
out the ground
What?
with the auspex. Trying
No,
to
what?
navigate the look around for more of those abscesses,
Oh,
or see if
gotcha.
it's just the whole ground now.
Yeah, go for it.
Do-do-do-do.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do pick out actually a few more pockets along the ground, which I will mark. So, all of those are weak points in this whatever you're in. None of you guys have Forbidden Lord Xenos, so you have no idea what's going on.
We've been swallowed by a sarlacc.
You are in a flesh tube. Yes.
That's
Well-
no moon.
Step as hound does. It is locating sources of acid.
I'll just follow the guy in front of me, I guess.
The weeping is louder as you guys advance. The heat more so as well, and you begin to smell another odor. Similar to blood, similar to urine and ammonia. You're not sure. Phalos,
Yes.
give me another awareness check, minus 20. You're welding away. You're like, I gotta get this done. Let's just get the hell out of here. I'm really stressed out. And again, you're so focused on your work. You don't hear the heavy boots clomping towards you, but you do feel the thick, large bore barrel of some sort of something pressed against the back of your head, and a low, guttural voice say, "Oh, hear me? Better step away from that sparky wall bit."
Well, alright then. I guess there are survivors on ship. This is good to know.
You'll hear a low
Do we hear
chuckle.
that through the beads?
I don't think he had an open channel with you guys. It's kind of like a, you could set it to constantly be open, but you guys were trying to. You never said that. Yeah. I'll roll a die. If it's 1 to 5, open channel. 6 to 10, closed channel. So closed channel, so he wouldn't have had an open channel, and that is more than likely because of the noise from the plasma torch or the plasma cutter. It would have just been a constant thrum in your ear, and for your guys' situation right now, just not a tactically viable option. But you probably have a built-in microbead, honestly.
You also have
So-
a telekinetic connection to the dog, right?
Yeah.
Talking-
You can talk through the dog, can't you?
I mean, it doesn't specifically say so. If it's got a speaker, I don't see why not.
I already said
did
that
say
it had a
woof
speaker.
earlier.
Yeah, so I have designated in canon that it does have a speaker. I'd say you could talk through it if you want to.
Well, then I'll just have it be saying what I'm saying. And I'm gonna have it turn its ass around.
As you guys start hearing this, and as you turn the corner, you see before you what can only be described as... Wow, there's a great crescendo in the music right now, too. God damn. Can be described as a breeding chamber. The room, whatever it may have been, a dormitory, a storage area, whatever, has been completely coated over with these biological flesh and chitin and muscle and bone now, as the growths become more advanced and more evolved. You see lining the walls and ceiling, melded together through this alien growth, men and women, eyes still looking around wildly, melted into and creating, through a pairing of man and woman, an organic womb. Within gestates a writhing, slithering creature of chitin and death. Modius, give me a science check, plus 40.
Jeez.
Neat.
So I started blasting.
No, not
Right.
yet.
There's a shadow.
7 degrees.
You don't know what it means, but you just get the feeling that this ship is almost a shadow in the warp.
This shit just got dark.
So
That's
I
an
will need
understatement.
willpower checks from everyone who isn't jaded.
Hey.
Man, too bad I'm only taught how to kill people and not about the things I kill.
Um,
Dang.
95. Yeah, fuck all that.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna cut that. That's a little harsh. I'll give you 3 insanity points. Just from seeing this amalgamation of... It's not really flesh being melded. It's this alien biomatter that has twisted and mutated and formed this pairing into a organic womb that is external from both but connected to both.
Do the people still seem aware?
Yes. They do not have mouths anymore. Their lower jaws have either rotted or been melted away or utilized in some way. The biomass covers them, but the eyes are looking around frantically, bloodshot and bloody, some of them. They all seem alive and aware to some extent.
So Barbosa is not.
How big is this?
particularly-
I don't have anything in here, so just for size.
Also, we can't see the. Oh, there you go.
It's that big.
It's the whole room.
Yes, it is floor to ceiling, packed. You can't step in there without stepping on someone.
I'm going to look over to Modius and be like, right, mate, I need them grenades.
I already have them out.
I don't know
Here's-
at what
like-
point it interrupts,
two.
but at some point you just hear, "Oh, so there are survivors on the ship. That is good to be knowing."
Oh,
Just
yeah, and the
from
dog turned around.
You hear
So,
a
where
low
that
chuckle. You hear that, Draka? Umi thinks we're survivors. What a cute little Umi.
That's reason to run back.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but honestly, Barbosa, I think would be much more. Like, this would be like Barbosa, you should die. Like, death's whatever. But
Yeah.
this right here, this is wrong. Like, these people need to be these people need to die.
Hey, so Modius, can you pass like one of your grenades or two of your grenades?
Here's 2 frag grenades.
Okay.
We gotta go help out.
I'm going to pass the grenades
right.
over to Barbosa, and I'm gonna kind of like make a quiet thing, and then pretty much motion to me and Modius and point back to where Phalos is at.
I'll just be like, I'll be right there.
That's how you
Like-
spell how these guys are saying human.
Ullman.
Uman.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna cut the speakers from the dog because it got attention and just it's moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I'm
I'll
over
be
there too.
Right, Sparky boy.
However long it takes us to get over there.
Are you
Do that.
one of the one of the spiky boys, or is you one of, like, the other spiky boys? You seem like a sparky boy, but we ain't seen no sparky boys since we got here, right? And you'll hear another voice. That's right. We just been finding and fighting and finding some more. It's been right proper, it has. Right proper indeed.
Uh-huh.
But, Sparky boy, whose side is you on?
Well, I am not knowing Spiky Boys, but I do not live on this ship. I've come here, which sounds like you are coming here, so maybe I am on your side.
Oh, we was always here, mate.
Well, we are here to find who is left.
You mean, why shouldn't I blow your head off?
I think with that, you're
I don't know
gonna.
how far my dog
So-
can get
yeah.
in without being noticed, but that's the goal.
Slowly leaning head in to see what's going on, like having Modius like stay behind me.
As you guys peek around the corner, Phalos is on his knees, hands raised, and two hulking figures are behind him. Green skin. One of them is wearing what looks to be an admiral's hat that is comically small for his head. He has what looks to be a spider crab. It is dead, but he has pinned it to his shoulder, so its corpse is there, kind of like a faux parrot. And he has looks to be something. It's wood and bits of metal and tubing, but he's holding it like it's a gun. But there's no. And then there's another one who has what looks to be a bunch of like cookery on him, like knives and cleavers and stuff like that he most likely looted from the ship's kitchens. He's also wearing a chef's hat and nothing else.
Okay then. So we were given debriefs on like basic Xenos and like things to like watch out for. If we were we told about orcs?
This does look like an orc.
And it just like
These do look like orcs.
I kind of just like click in on the like that you might be.
It seems like we have orcs.
So I'm gonna have my dog charge the guy. So there's the guy, not the guy with a gun to my head, but the other guy.
The guy with the meat cleavers.
Yes.
Okay. So as your cyber mastiff charges around the corner, and as the rest of you, I assume, follow after it.
Yeah, not expecting it. It's like, well, fuck.
Into battle with some orcs. One more thing happens.
Yeah.
You hear an echoing scream. Mangled and garbled. Back from where you came. The lights shut off. Completely. All power dies out. Life support. All the vents, everything. There's a rumble in the ship. And you all stop for a second, like, oh shit, like what the hell? Just instinctual, like something just happened. And the orc with the gun will release it from your head. And you'll see him pull out it's about as thick around as like a paper towel tube. And he stuffed it with what looks to be like herbs and grass and any sort of plant matter he has, and rolled it in what looks to be probably something's skin. But it looks like a cigar, and this big orc's just gonna chomp down on this and pull out what looks to be a blowtorch and light it. Oi, Umis! We's got the creepers coming in! And that's where we're gonna end our session.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Unlikely allies do we have?
I guess. All I know is I don't like how canon it is that I get guns pointed at me all the time.
Listen, man, I gave you multiple chances.
You
You
didn't
had a
you
target
didn't
of
only
like
get
6.
you didn't only get a gun pointed at you. You got a dagger pointed at you.
It's okay.
It's
I had a plan to
it's
get
a
out, but I'll
shooter.
take this instead.
Oh, that's a shoot.
Yeah, it's a shooter. It's not only a DACA is the production of shooters. It's very complicated. But yeah, that's where
Nice.
we are gonna end it for tonight. I hope you guys, if you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching it now, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. This has been Warhammer 40k, Dark Heresy in his name. I have been your game master. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and we will hopefully see you guys next time when these guys decide what the hell they're gonna do. But till then,
Jeez.
good night.